I wonder how much of that was a result of me going Heal because it seems that if you're gonna do like that kind of thing, you probably want like a big mana bar, which Healorc is deprived of because they have -3 spellcasting. So what I'm gonna do instead is gonna be Ogre Necromancer. Let's see how that goes. I also don't think I've ever played an Ogre Necromancer, so that's gonna be interesting. Mm. Okay, it finally loaded. Well, it only took me 3 attempts, so it's okay. Yeah, these guys can actually train spellcasting to have some mana. Mm. And they also have HP to be able to, survive things, so you can Vamp Drain them. Mm. Vamp Drain is not as good as Freeze, in my opinion, which is saying a lot, because Freeze is a level 1 spell, and Vamp Drain is a level 3 spell, and I think the level 1 spell is better, not only because it's cheaper, but also because it's like... it's cheaper. That's a very important thing. It's a very huge difference to spend 1 mana and to spend 3 mana on a spell. The damage is also like comparable somehow, um, based on the mana that you spend, and also the vampiric draining heal is like pretty beautiful sometimes. So yeah, I wish I had freeze. Freeze is a pretty good spell. Mm, mm, mm. I'll buy these later, of course, when I have money. Lots of scrolls. Lots of scrolls. When it comes to scrolls, it's a good idea to buy the scrolls as soon as you have the money to do that, because if you identify them, they go up in price. So if I could like get a scroll of acquirement somehow, that would be nice. That's very expensive, but it's an okay item. It's a pretty good item actually. Might use that. I would have been very happy to have that with the Healorc actually, because the Healorc's one of the biggest issues with the Healorc was the fact that it had no mana, and so it was unable to, use Vampiric Draining. But if you have the Hat of Pondering, which gives you 10 mana, you're probably not gonna have mana issues. Okay, Intelligence. Fatal Altar. We're not going Fatal Altar, we want Kiku. Kiku is what we are doing right now. Actually 11. Yeah, 11 so I can Agony. I'm probably not gonna Agony a lot, because in order to Agony you need to be within melee range, and being within melee range is already like a bad thing. Even more so if you wait for the monster to reach you while it is at full HP. If you don't Agony a monster at full HP, you're not getting that much value out of the spell. And it also costs 5 mana, so it's like kind of expensive for the early game. It being melee ranged is a pretty grievous nerf. I don't think the spell has ever recovered from that. Okay, let's get one of these scrolls. Oh, they're probably all Identify. Yeah, they're probably Identify. I'm not gonna read it, but it's probably Identify. Scroll I, remember Scroll I. It's probably gonna be Identify. Would be very surprised if it was not. So I'm experience level 3 and I have already 8 mana. The Healer by comparison had 9 mana. Okay, I'll come back with a bit more money to buy those. But yeah, as I mentioned, it is important to buy them as soon as I have the money to buy them, so I can buy them for as cheap as possible. The chances are pretty good that I would like to buy them at any point, or like at a later point in the game, so that just saves me a bit of money, which is pretty good. I should probably learn Bam Train. Yeah, I'll learn the other 2 spells later. Okay, yeah, this feels better than the Healorc already. Which is crazy because the Healorc had Arga, it was pretty close to being godly, but we didn't get to that point. We had some pretty rough D3s, D4s, and then I got killed by Pikel, that I probably shouldn't have fought because the character felt kind of weak. Yeah, if you were to be in such a situation, what I would recommend is just holding on, like taking the easiest fights that you can take, and just wait until you can actually buy Arga. And at that point, buy Arga, put on the heaviest armor that you can, forget about casting, and just hold down tab and win the game, because that's what Arga lets you do. Which is crazy because like melee can feel pretty weak, but it can also feel ridiculously strong. But in order for it to feel ridiculously strong, you also need a ridiculously strong item, you know? I'll get animate that. So, have you played the new Necromancy? If so, what do you think about it? I am interested in knowing what people think about new Necromancy. As for myself, I've been enjoying it. I cannot say that I dislike it. It does, unfortunately, play into like or forces you to play a playstyle that I don't like, which is relying on allies. Relying on allies a lot, like micromanaging allies. Not a fan of that. I would prefer that to not be the case, as I mentioned earlier. I would prefer for Kiku to get that, and for Necromancy to be reworked into like Pain Magic or something, with direct damage spells that I would be more happy to use, but it very clearly was not the case, and by extension will most likely never be the case. So yeah, all that we have left to do is to adapt to what was given to us by the dev team, I suppose. Okay. Ogre means exclude. You do not fight ogres. If you wanna win, you do not fight ogres. As easy as that. You also don't fight scorpions. You also don't fight orc priests. I'm not liking this. This doesn't feel good. The worst part about that is that I cannot go upstairs. I have a lot of consumables, like a ton of scrolls. I feel like I probably have to read them all at some point very soon. I might be able to kill the priest, but I'm not going to be able to kill the priest. Yeah, especially if it has an orc in like as a meat shield. That's a pretty bad thing. Oh, it was carrying a +4 hand axe. I would have liked to use that as a an orc. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Nice, 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 nice. Vampiric Draining did very well there. I think I'm gonna carry the +4 hand axe. Probably not gonna use it. The flail is pretty good, but yeah, you never know. All right, I think the wizard is poisoned. Attacks of opportunity. Okay, I only got one. Did I kill the priest or the wizard? I think I did kill the wizard. Okay, fighting an orc band this early in the game is pretty rough. Fortunately, I have spells. Yeah, as a melee character, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But spells give me some degree of certainty. You know, I just think of them as better than magic altogether. Or better than melee, that's what I meant. Stun Arrow is a pretty good spell. Stun Arrow might be the spell that I go for. Yeah, maybe I never get to Agony because I don't like Agony. Like if you give me the choice between getting Agony and getting Stun Arrow, I'm gonna get Stun Arrow every time because Stun Arrow is a spell that doesn't force you to be within melee range. Oh, by the way, you may be wondering about the quote in the title or the title of the stream. I was talking with PF about the state of like transmuter start on Friday. And at some point during the conversation, PF said that as if it was a ridiculous claim that I was supposed to disagree with. And I was like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. I completely agree with that. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, that's what I truly believe. I truly believe that at any point in the game, an Ice Elementalist is going to be more powerful than the best spellcaster. Any Ice Elementalist is going to be more powerful than the best spellcaster. Just because of the existence of the existence of refrigeration and polar vortex. Like if you keep training that, and if you went Behemoth, for example, you are almost guaranteed to be incredibly strong. And with melee, it's not like that. It's not like that, and it will most likely never be like that. So yeah, that's why I think magic is stronger. I think the ability to be able to run away is very powerful in this game. As it is nowadays, only mages can run away. If you're, well, I guess rangers, characters that are using launchers can also run away. But melee characters can't. That's what I'm talking about right now. Melee characters can't really run away because of attacks of opportunity. And when I say run away, I mean like retreat to the previous level to regen your HP kind of run away. Yeah, it's a very powerful thing to be able to do. And I think it's very important because with a mage, like if you got like 3 or 4 bad rolls and you're like and the monster is almost next to you but not quite next to you, but you're very close to running out of mana and you kind of feel that you're not gonna be able to win the fight, you can retreat and try again. That same kind of variance exists for melee by you missing like 3 or 4 times in a row, or just dealing very low damage rolls when the monster doesn't. And when that happens to a melee character, they're forced to burn a consumable. And it's just like, it's no real mistake by the player that is a thing. It's just like the variance of melee. So like, that's why I am not a fan of melee. I should make like a dedicated video talking about that, so I can explain to people why I don't like melee. I probably can go back and buy those scrolls on D1. There is that drain here. I would like to find it, but I also don't want to read my scrolls because the ones that are in the shop are going to be more expensive. Okay, these are some pretty good rolls. Those were some pretty good necrotize rolls. That's why you like Mystic Blast so much? Yeah, I feel like everyone likes Mystic Blast a lot. It is probably the spell of the version. It's a really, really crazy good spell, this version. So I don't think I'm gonna go for Agony, because Agony is kind of whack. So instead of that, we're going to go for getting like 9 spell casting, so I can have more mana. And I am going to use this Laja tank. Some people don't know why Laja tanks are good, but Laja tanks are insane. They have obscene damage output for such a cheap weapon. You need 14 skill to get them to minimum delay. Minimum delay for a Laja tank is 14, which you can get really, really fast. So the combination of very high damage and very low amount of training that you require to get it to min delay is like what makes it into such a crazy strong weapon. Okay, so I went into the temple. I didn't find Kiku. I'm still looking forward to finding Kiku. What I did find, however, was Grinder. Grinder is gonna get me killed. 64% chance to Mind Burst. Maybe I should give that a try. Yeah, like because I cannot disengage from Grinder. Grinder is like attacks of opportunity, but from the full screen, and that's the reason why Grinder has been like deemed as such a dangerous unique for so long, because you can't easily run away from Grinder. You need to get really lucky to be able to run away from Grinder and not get paralyzed. Which at the early point in the game where you find Grinder, it's not guaranteed to happen just because you have no willpower, you know? Grinder is supposed to be on D3. I mean, it's D6, and I still have a dangerous time with Grinder. D3 Grinder is deadly. D6 Grinder is very difficult. If I had not been given that Wand of Ice Blast or that Wand of Mind Burst, I wouldn't have been able to kill Grinder. Wow, the Ogre hits you but does no damage. That's very lucky. So when it comes to two-handed weapons, Ogres do get access to giant clubs and giant spike clubs, but they are very expensive to train for. The aptitude for those is actually less than the aptitude for staff. You can see it right here, -1 maces and +0 polearms on the other hand. So it is much easier um, for me to get the Leviathan going. Much easier and much cheaper. I don't know exactly how much cheaper it is, but I assume that it's like actually very, very much cheaper. Mm, quite a lot cheaper, yeah. Okay, intelligence. Not bad. I should probably leave this level. I should probably leave this level and try to get to the earlier levels where, or to D1. Yeah, let's go to D1 to buy that scroll so I can start reading all my scrolls and stuff. I'm gonna buy all 3 of them. I hope that I do not get punished over that. Okay, so what were they? Teleport. Alright, that was worth it. Not gonna lie. How much gold until Arga? The character with Arga died. It was the Heal Orc. The Heal Orc died, and now we're playing an Ogre that doesn't have Arga. Instead of that, it has a Elijah tank, which is a pretty good thing. Okay, what altars do we have? No Kiku yet. Well, the point of me playing Crawl today is to try new things. So I want to try new Kiku, and I want to try more Necromancer that is not Deep Dwarf. Yeah, like that Deep Dwarf of, or like, yeah, Deep Dwarf of Jiva, like that Deep Dwarf Necromancer of Jiva was pretty funny, but I feel like it was too busted. As I mentioned right at the very beginning, I think that character was strong because it was a Deep Dwarf of Jiva more than because it was a Necromancer. So I want to see how a Necromancer does. By the way, we have gotten some pretty lucky drops this game with double Ring of Protection and Ring of Slaying. Ring of Slaying is unfortunately very difficult to put on when you have good defensive rings. I value defense more than offense, and I value protection way more than I value evasion, so yeah, there's that. Okay, getting some nice large amounts of experience in these early levels of the dungeon. Not gonna complain about that. Let's get 14 on this. I'm probably not gonna get to 14. I'm probably gonna get to like 10 or so. And after that, I'm gonna turn it off and train fighting. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's manageable. Just lost half my HP. Cannot say that it's fine. How is this looking? Yeah, there we go. 2 stapes. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to fight the Wyvern. Yeah, fighting Wyverns is difficult. How much damage is that dealing? 2 dice of 9. I thought that it was dealing a lot of damage. I don't know if I would define 2 dice of 9 as a lot of damage, but it's very respectable damage, for sure. Okay, fortunately I've been training, so I can use this Laja tank that I have, and so I'm able to kill that Shadow Imp without a lot of complications. And this one too, yeah. I like my shields on Ogre for sure, but it's a Laja tank. Like, you don't say no to a Laja tank. Like, you don't pass on it. It's very strong of an item. Yeah, finding a +0 Laja tank on D5 is like finding a Randart. But it's even better, of course, because it's a Randart that you can enchant and a Randart that you can scale with. So yeah, pretty good. I don't think I want to fight Menkaure. Menkaure, Hasted, and Tormented. I think while Hasted, Menkaure is still not as fast as the player, but I'm not sure. He's slow. No idea. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I think it is how like that. Oh no, it looks like Menkaure is gaining ground on me. Okay. I do have a scroll of teleports, attacks of opportunity. Alright. Let's leave the level because I cannot kill Menkaure. The only way for me to kill Menkaure is to have a potion of 3. Maybe I should use these scrolls that are obviously identified. I say that it was obvious because I had a stack of 8. If you have a stack of 8 scrolls, it's gonna be identified. It's like almost guaranteed to be identified. Ooh, boy. Okay, I'm gonna level up to 10, and then I'm gonna use that. And then we should have a pretty good game. Yeah, that's crazy. Potion of experience. 5 blinking, too. Alright. Alright, not gonna lie. This is looking pretty good. I prefer this over Arga on a heal orc, because Arga on a heal orc is like so whatever. Everyone has found Arga on a heal orc, and they just like proceed to stomp the game. But no, this is more interesting, finding a potion of experience. But I'm gonna drink it when I level up to 10. That way it's gonna be like I level up from 9 to 11, and it's gonna come accompanied by a huge chunk of HP gained, especially if I put all the experience from the potion towards fighting, which I'm probably gonna do because +3 fighting aptitude, you know. I feel like it would be the best aptitude to level up here, the one that would make the most impact.
My wife still doesn't believe in me!
Let's go ooh. Vuelve el TNSLPPBNTSO 23 messes 23 viewers.
Hey Poncho, thank you for 23 months. 23 months, it's crazy. 23 months. I appreciate the continued support. I hope life has been treating you well. So yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty nice. You should get into Crawl one of these days. You know, like you've been watching me play Crawl. Well, you've not really been watching, but you've been supporting my playing of Crawl for like more than 2 years at this point, and you've never played yourself. You should really give it a try. It's a pretty good game. Really, really a good game. If you want to learn about game design as well, yeah, there's a lot to be learned from this one game. Wait a second. Oh, that's Elec Dagger. I don't want it. I would be more interested in the Maze of Protection, but I'm not doing that. As I mentioned, we're training fighting, and take a look at that. From 0 to 13 fighting. Look at my HP. Look at my HP. How much HP did I have before that? Dude, okay, that's insane. That's crazy. Look at how much HP I won out of, or I gained out of doing that. Dude, I went from 81 HP to 127. That's such a massive increase. That's so insane. Very, very strong. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a pretty good game now. I like Ogre because of that. Large amounts of HP and good enough aptitudes that you can do whatever you want. They also have pretty reasonable intelligence. They have some of the highest intelligence in the game. Of course, it's not like deep elf levels of intelligence, but it's also not bad. Oh, one of those guys has a Spear of Pain, which would be a very nice thing for me to use if that had come to me earlier. I guess I could still switch to it, but is it really worth it? I guess I'll use it for a bit. I'll use it for a bit instead of the Laya tank. I'll still train for the Laya tank and everything, but I'm gonna use the Spear of Pain right now. Ooh, Osokubo's Armor is a pretty good spell. I'll get that. Agony is at 5%. I'll get that too. Why not? I'll also get a Stone Arrow and Frozen Rampart. We have gotten some pretty good early game spells. I feel incentivized to go for Yes, I was saying I feel incentivized to go for maybe Stone Arrow, but much more so to get my ice package going right now. Like, just sit in a corridor, cast Ramparts, cast a Succubus Armor, and pretty much hold down tab with my newly acquired Spear. Um, Pretty good. So yeah, I think we are gonna do that most likely. Oh boy, this character feels so strong. In fact, it feels so strong that what I'm gonna do is put on the slaying. Yeah, like we can probably lose a bit of resiliency in favor of more damage output. Yeah, like it would be weird if my 127 HP Ogre wasn't able to kill a D9 white. I wouldn't try the same against a Skeletal Warrior, however, but it's not a Skeletal Warrior, it's a white, so yeah. There we go. So far, it seems to be going very well, let me tell you. Very, very good character so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Boulder Beetle. Okay, that might kill me, especially because it started rolling immediately. We read teleport. If you see one of those, you read teleport. You don't have any other option but to read teleport. Because if you don't read teleport, that just gets to you and kills you. There's no counterplay to the amount of damage that thing does. It also is way faster than you are, like literally twice as fast when it's rolling, so you cannot run away from it. You have to use a defensive item. Fortunately, it spawns relatively late into the dungeon. Like it's D9 and it already, or it only appeared just now, so it's fine. Altar, because that reminded me that I have not found Kiku. Oof, it's pretty rough. It's D9. I didn't find Kiku in the temple. I don't think I skipped any levels that or like, even if I skipped levels, I would be able to go back and clear them now. I should maybe stop training that right now and train Ice Magic to do what I just said. 7 Ice Magic is gonna be good. I think a pretty good find for this character would be something along the lines of a Troll Leather Armor. Yeah, Troll Leather Armor would be nice. Let's see if there's any levels that I have not cleared. Oh, Menkaure was on D7. Menkaure might be the one exception. I think I still don't have a good fight against Menkaure. No, okay, it's clear. Everything's clear. So yeah, apart from Menkaure, that's like the only level that I didn't really complete, and I cannot do that yet. Or rather, I don't feel comfortable doing that because like it's very easy for me to get like double tormented by Menkaure or something, and then all my HP is worthless because that's what Torment does, you know. I like how Menkaure is just placed early in the game, so you know the fear of Torment, and it's not even that impactful normally when you stumble upon Menkaure early on. But for this character, it absolutely is. This character actually is like a pretty bad matchup for Menkaure. Okay, I don't have evocations, but this should be fine. The vampire is a pretty bad thing. Yeah, the vampire is bad. I don't think I beat the vampire. I'm gonna re-teleport. Yeah, I don't win against that vampire. That vampire is too strong. Immune to vamp drain because it's a vampire, and it just deals a lot of damage. It goes invisible. I'm walking deeper into the bolt. It's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to re-teleport to survive this one. Fortunately, I was able to break line of sight, because if I hadn't broken line of sight, that was it. But yeah, that's one of those average D10 bolts that are just like right in the open with a million monsters. I guess it is important to be very attentive to to things such as metal in the early levels, because those are usually the indicator. There's no like rune doors or anything. No, it's just metal wall. And if you don't notice the metal wall, you're gonna get in trouble. Okay, that was sketchy, but we ended up winning that one. Regardless, I don't want to be in this level anymore because there's too many extremely dangerous monsters. There's loot as well, but I don't think the loot is worth the high chance of dying. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna go elsewhere. Ice Magic is a 3, or like, yeah, 3 skill on Ice Magic, and I can cast Osakubu's Armor on Frozen Ramparts relatively well. That's surprising. Oh, wait, I can cast Osakubu's Armor on Frozen Ramparts relatively well. Let's do that. Ramparts is there, Osakubu's Armor is there. Yeah, there we go. Now I have some okay amount of armor class, and the ramparts last for like 2 or 3 turns. It's actually not very good. Low power? Not so low power. Maybe I just got a very bad roll there, because I felt like it lasted for like 3 turns. Anyway, you can see the power of these spells. Ice Magic is just the best thing that you can get. If you find Ice Magic on your character, you should use Ice Magic on your character because it is that good. It's very cheap and it's very strong, and it is certain as well. That's the best thing about Ice Magic. It is certain. You know what you're getting when you're using Ice Magic. These 6 Viris, there's 2 of them. Okay, wow, why are there 3 Demonologists? Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave for the next level. I'll come back when I can actually kill you, which is not right now. Oh no, okay, it's fine. They did catch up to me because they're absurdly fast, but it is okay because they do not follow me through the stairs because they're only summons. Pretty rough late dungeon levels, you know. Pre-lair dungeon. It's been very difficult. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I wish I had Dispel Undeath. Dispel Undeath would be good, but I do not have such a thing. And by extension, I'm gonna read Blinking because I don't wanna die. Okay, fortunately there was no 6 PDs on the other side of the ladder, on the stairs. Oh, there they are, the Kobold Demonologists. Let's use Attraction so they don't just sit over there and spam 6 VDs. Yeah, there we go. You can summon all you want, but you don't really stand a chance. Perfect. Now there was one more. But as long as it doesn't start summoning 6 Fairies and Sun Demons before I stumble upon it, we're fine. As we clearly have seen already, I have what it takes to be able to kill one of those guys. It's just that I don't have what it takes to be able to kill one of those guys if it also has 2 6 Fairies supporting it. Glowing Scarf. Oh, this is D10. Yeah, I should probably not be in this level. Because of this huge bolt. Okay, let's see what we got here. Circ. And Mutation. Oh, Troll. Hold on. I want to fight the Troll. I don't want to fight the Wraith. I can probably kill the Wraith, but I don't want to fight it. With the light attack, tap with the light attack, switch to the spear, tap with the spear, get Troll Letter. I can still cast everything, maybe except for Agony, and of course except for Stone Arrow. I cannot cast that yet. I'm gonna need 7 for that, yeah. After that I'm gonna get 7 Earth Magic, 7 Conjurations, and when I get those things, Stone Arrow is gonna become my Quiver spell. And I'm probably going to have it quivered for the entirety of the game. It's just a really, really good ranged option. And then when things get to melee range, I just tap them with my Laya tank or something along those lines. That sounds pretty good, yeah. If we could even like take it a step further, depending on what we find. If we find zombie hands, we can of course go for Iron Shot. And that's like a pretty good thing to do for like um, the vast majority of the game. There's some monsters that Iron Shot doesn't deal with very well. But we'll think about that later. Maybe we just get Irradiate. It's gonna be like if I do end up doing that, it's definitely not gonna be like a Necromancer in the sense that you're all thinking a Necromancer would be, like with some, well, not summonings, but you know what I mean, like reanimating and that kind of thing. So we shall see how it goes. Please shift away. Are you sure you don't want to shift away from that? Okay, it's not gonna shift away. I should probably read all of those. Yeah, I already identified blinking, and I already identified teleport. So I should probably read all of those. Yeah, this thing shifting into a shock serpent. It was what was it? The Moth of Wrath. Okay, okay. Moth of Wrath would have been very scary. Yeah, Berserk Manticore would have killed me. Shock Serpent, however, can also kill me. So yeah, pretty bad. I don't have resistance to electricity with this character. That was a previous character. I have 9 armor class and 127 HP. And not only would I have to fight this, but also the Manticore. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty rough. I don't think I beat this thing. I really don't think I beat this thing. Especially since it can multi-sap me. Can you see invisible? You can't, but it's not gonna work very well anyway. Yep. Striking me perfectly because I don't have any stealth. Oh, there we go. Can't see you slow. Bamp drain. Bamp drain. Okay, it's going really well. The Manticore displays the Shock Serpent and then just proceeded to sit there right next to the Frozen Ramparts and just died. That was super convenient. I got very lucky that such a thing happened. But anyway, as you see, the level is full of extremely dangerous monsters that can easily kill me, so I better, you know, not be there. Okay. I wonder what's better between this Spear of Pain and the Elijah Tank. Like, while I do wonder what's better between those things, I know for sure that at some point the Elijah Tank is just gonna be vastly more favorable for me to use. So that's why, and that's why I haven't dropped it. Like, I'm gonna enchant it and stuff. It's just that good of an item. Oh no, was Erolcha wandering? I thought that Erolcha was asleep. Well, anyway, you should not fight Erolcha. I think Erolcha has banishment. Yeah, I just resisted at 32% banishment. Got lucky there. 1 in 3 chance that I was sent to the Abyss, where bad things happen. What are my plays here? It would be better if I actually identified my scrolls. I don't think I care about this specific scroll, or this specific, yeah, this specific scroll is pretty bad for my current needs. But then again, what am I looking for? Fear? Sphogum? Summoning could be nice. Am I going to get those? Probably not going to get those. I think it's more likely that I get banished than I get those. So I probably should avoid getting banished. Okay. Now let's read these. Let's see what we have. I had acquirement. Look at that. That's such a hard decision. On the first hand, the Vampiric Lajatang is like end game levels of good. On the second hand, on the other hand, the ring is also end game levels of good. The Staff of Conjuration is a joke, and so is the gold. But yeah, I think I'm getting the ring because it's gonna be harder for me to get a ring better than that one. There is an argument to be made over getting the Laya tank, however, because right now I have some pretty good rings already, and I don't have a pretty good weapon, and that is a pretty good weapon. The Laya tank is a good weapon, but it's not a pretty good weapon. I need to brand it in order for it to be a pretty good weapon that's actually worth enchanting. But the Vampiric Laya tank is worth enchanting already. But nah, I'm getting the ring. I don't wanna. I have played many games where I get to the late game without resistance to electricity, and it is miserable. It's miserable in the sense that, oh yeah, electric golem, and it just explodes you. It's really bad. It's pretty rough. So while it is something that I just acquired, it's not something that I'm gonna put on immediately, but I will probably use it soon. You wish your requirement scrolls were that good? Me too. What can I say? You know, sometimes they're pretty awful. Um, Sometimes, however, they are okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that enchant weapon until later. Oh, this is what I wanted to see actually. The silence. Yeah, get over here so I can silence you. Okay, she's not silenced anymore. Ah, I'm gonna die. She's getting attacks of opportunity on me. Gonna read blinking again. Yeah, I was not counting on the wolf spider. Oof. Oof. I got some pretty lucky rolls with those two fireballs. They could have dealt way more than they dealt. But yeah, sometimes it is like that. There's some monsters that you should not fight. The issue is when every level has like 5 monsters that you should not fight. Which is kind of what's happening right now. Mm. Okay, Mr. Centaur Warrior, I can deal with you. I kind of want to drink Attraction to deal with you, however. Yeah, Agony is pretty good for the current situation. This guy has 55 HP, so it's kind of like a noticeable amount of HP. We can hold it a couple of times using Agony, and then just deal the finishing blow with Tabbing or Vamp Drain. Tabbing it works pretty well because I have a Spear of Pain. I wonder where did that Wolf Spider Simulacrum come from? It's such a crazy monster to spawn at this specific point in the game. No, that's bad. I was thinking of fighting that, but I think I'm just gonna go upstairs instead. Get some armor, get some ramparts, and then press staff. Pretty good so far. Let us not forget about the fantastic regen that I get from the troll letter. That coupled with the protection that a Succubus armor gives me is pretty nice thing. Yeah, I end up being very resilient. Do I have? Oh, I don't have any throwables yet. I don't have anything that I could throw. Huh, that's bad. I'm gonna put that exclusion there because I don't want to fight against that two-head ogre. I could fight Grom. In fact, I was looking forward to fighting Grom, but two-head ogre, nah. Oh, double Necrosex. Okay. Fortunately, those cannot kill me. They can only make me wish that I was dead with this character, of course. But fortunately, I end up not getting malmutated by them. Good stuff. Hey, we got Iron Shot from the Book of Iron. So that is one step further into the plan of Zombie Hands Iron Shot. We already have Iron Shot. We only need Zombie Hands now. I can Quiver Stone Arrow. It's at 9%, but it's gonna get better the more we kill things. That Potion of Experience was such a huge deal. I wish I had some fire. Like, Wand of Flame doesn't really count as fire. It's such a trash item. The weakest one for sure. I guess it still is useful sometimes. Oh, look at that. I got shafted 3 levels into a level with a nice cave that I won't be able to go into. Oh, Light of Protection is a pretty nice thing to have. I always say that protection is early game BAMP. I equate it with early game BAMP because they serve the same purpose in the early game. They protect you. They prevent you from dying. And they make you live for longer during fights. So yeah. Okay, shoot at that guy, please. Do something. Okay. They shot at the guy, but they didn't kill it. Anyway, unfortunately, because of the nature of my character, I got shafted. I probably shouldn't go into the ice cave, so I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't get an ice cave this game. Oh, there's an unseen horror as well. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I just take the hatch upstairs. Taking hatches is dangerous because it... ooh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Do you have the Master Archer tag? Let's find out. Nessos. Archer. Okay, let's compare that with a monster that I know has a Master Archer tag, which is Deep Elf Master Archer. Yeah, Nessos only has the Archer tag, but the Master Archer tag is what makes a monster shoot at you in melee. So I don't know if Nessos will just not shoot at me if he's in melee. Let's find out. I've never tried it actually, now that I think about it, because how often are you within melee range of Nessos for like a long period of time? More often than not, Nessos just immediately blinks away, which is probably what's gonna happen right now. Oh, Nessus on Wheels, the longbow. Take a look at that. Okay, I have Agony, and I'm using Agony. And you are almost dead. And you didn't die. You were almost dead, and I used Vamp Drain, and you didn't die. Okay. Hey, alright. Because I can still kill you. That went, that went well. Let's be completely honest here. Despite the fact that I used Agony 3 times and then Vamp Drain, and Nessus didn't die, and so it was a huge expense of mana, I did win the fight very decisively, which, it's not always the case. Talking about winning fights not so decisively. Oh, wait, I have Resistance to Corrosion. Let's put it on. Yeah, it might be a good idea to put it on. Okay, so I put on my Resistance to Corrosion and then I proceed to immediately get corroded. It is okay only because it also reduces the amount of damage that those effects deal, so it's fine. And it's only fine because of that, otherwise it wouldn't have been okay. We got Wereblood. I don't know if I care about Wereblood. Wereblood is good, but I feel like Wereblood is only really, really worth it when you're using short blades. If you're not using short blades, Wereblood is not that good. Which, yeah, I'm not using short blades right now, so I don't think I'm getting Wereblood with this character. This level has Erolcha, Grom, and Nergal. Erolcha is pretty scary because of the banishment. Grom and Nergal are also... Nah, Grom and Nergal are not nearly as scary as Erolcha is. Erolcha can just make me want to quit the character. The other two don't do that. Oh, Wizard. Wizard's same as Erolcha. In fact, it is higher hit dice Erolcha with the same high danger hex, high threat hex that we should avoid to getting hexed by. Did I never find Kiku? What's up with that? Okay, there was no Kiku. I give up. I wanted to go Kiku, the game said no Kiku. Let's go a different god then. Maybe Chebriados. Hello, Wormbird. I appreciate the continued support. Good to see you around. I wanted to go Kiku, and the game said no, so I don't know what to do now. I guess I could go Ashensari. I haven't gone Ashensari in such a long time. I'm not going Castle. Castle is a bad god. Especially bad considering that I am a Necromancer. I haven't, but theoretically, at some point I'm gonna want to start casting Animate Dead and Death Channel, and so the Castle Clouds would just hurt the dudes. It doesn't work. So yeah, I don't think I'm doing Kaslal. Kaslal is also a god that I just straight up don't like. It's not as strong as it should be for the downside that it offers. It's very expensive to get going because it's a heavy invocations god. Won your second run as Gargoyle Fighter of Kaslal. Did you just win your second run? The Storm Noise made SOD 5 terrifying. Yeah, there you go. The Storm Noise makes every level terrifying because like pretty much everything knows where you are and comes towards you. The day after your first one, hey, it seems like you're doing quite well. Took me a while for me to start winning again after I won my first one, but that's maybe because I failed to understand like a core thing about the game that I only like really figured out after a certain point. For some people, including me probably, some of the first wins were carried by loot, but the more you learn, the more you can just win with whatever you have. A very good example of that is some of the very high level Korean players, like Acrobat, who has like a crazy 60 something streak. I don't know if Acrobat has lost the streak already, but um, let's find out. Yeah, 66 wins, consecutive wins by Acrobat. Funnily enough, the starter character was Deep Dwarf Necromancer. Huh. I wouldn't be able to do such a thing. Mm, let's see. What god do we want to go for? Kiku, but there's no Kiku. Oh, maybe Kiku was... Yeah, because I did skip like D4. Because there was an Ogre. Maybe the Ogre is blocking Kiku or something. Hmm. I mean, the game said Dawn Exploring, so maybe just Kiku didn't generate or something. Hmm. He won the world record with the title Acrobat the Acrobat. Pretty good title, right? Acrobat, Acrobat the Acrobat, Acrobat the Acrobat, Acrobat the Acrobat. No idea. Let's go Dueler. Yeah, because the dungeon is getting pretty ridiculous. Okay, this is gonna be where Animate Dead starts becoming a thing that I wanna do. Yeah, right now. Animate Death. Pretty good in Lure, I assume, because everything in Lure has a ton of HP when it is on death. Yeah, look at that, 59 HP meatbag. So the way that Animate Death works now is that the zombies will stay with you literally forever. They only go away when you recast Animate Death. Recasting Animate Death destroys all the zombies in the level. That's how it works. But then you can get more zombies. So ideally, you cast it when you're low on zombies to get a zombie refill. Yeah. Okay, the sign. Okay, that Hydra is just gonna kill everything. Fortunately, I have a Spear of Pain, which I can then proceed to use against this Hydra. I better walk towards a choke point or a corridor. Okay, pretty good. I would have liked to retain that Hydra as a slave, but unfortunately it was not possible. I still want to train for Pain Arrow, or for Stun Arrow, Pain Arrow. I guess it is theoretically Pain Arrow, but it's not really. It's not called Pain Arrow, but it does serve that function of being the arrow who brings the pain, I suppose. Better not to think too much about it. Regardless, I want to keep training Stone Arrow. When it comes to Stone Arrow specifically, like there's some spells that I'm okay having like a 10% chance to succeed, but Stone Arrow is not one of those. Stone Arrow, you want to have like a 1% chance to miscast it. If you can get to 0% without making such a ridiculous investment, it also would be nice. But more often than not, that kind of thing is not really possible. So 1% it is, and 1% is important because it's the kind of spell that you want to cast like 5 or 6 times every fight. So every miscast of Stone Arrow kind of hurts, as opposed to miscasting Dragon Form. It may hurt because it gives like a lot of contamination. That does hurt, but it doesn't hurt in the sense that you're more likely to lose a fight. Where if you miscast a Stone Arrow even once, you are indeed more likely to lose a fight. Anyway, this is looking good. Yeah, the character is looking like it's a pretty strong character, and unfortunately, it is not because I have crazy necromantic skills. It is just because I have a slaying and a spear of pain and some training in necromancy and ice spells. That's what I'm doing with this character right now, and it's what's definitely working. Let's cast Animate Death here to get some wolf zombies. 66 win streak. Acrobat. Such persistency. I don't think I would ever have the patience to try to do such a thing. Yeah, imagine being at like 60 or something and then dying. I would be so sad. We got Dragon Form, but I'm not gonna get Dragon Form this game. It is a pretty good thing to do, but nah. Nah. I would feel a bit more compelled to do it if I had Manifold Assault. But no. Okay, Ichor Stained Robe. The robe of least resistance with 7 intelligence. Definitely very tempting to get that robe because of the 7 intelligence. Let's put it on just to see how it looks. Yeah, it makes my agony be at 3% and my stone arrow be at a 1%. That looks pretty good.
My wife still doesn't believe in me!
Ninths to get good.
Cali Commuter, thank you for 8 months. I appreciate the continued support as well. You still haven't seen a ton of spells, so sometimes you go way out of your way to make them work. I think I mentioned this before, but yeah, I cannot recommend any more Jin. You should go Jin. You should go Jin if you want to explore new spells. Okay, I'm gonna get my zombies to hurt these elephants. And once I lose the zombies, which is not gonna take much longer, I'm gonna cast Animate Dead again. Oh, I guess I could just do it now. Unfortunately, casting the ice magic spells is pretty bad against these elephants because they just push you. You've been finding Jin a bit frustrating sometimes when you get stuck with awkward spells in the mid game. I know what you're talking about. What is an awkward spell is varies between player to player. Like, for example, I would despise getting Summon Forest, but some people would really like that. The reason why I dislike Summon Forest is because it's like you cast it and the Dryad gets summoned, and then the Dryad proceeds to immediately die because it's very much the opposite of tankiness. And the worst part about that is that the spell has a cooldown, so you have to wait for it to finally be over so you can cast it again. So you can get another Dryad, because if the Dryad dies, the spell stops doing anything. So that's why I don't like Summon Forest, but that's just an example for me. I wonder if there's anyone that would be like, oh no, I got Stone Arrow, or oh no, I got Iron Shot as a Jin, where I would just rejoice if I was to get those spells. Alright. So, what do we train for now? I guess I can train more fighting. I get it to 15 or so. Yeah. Okay. Got 4 elephant zombies out of that trait. I would say that it was worth it. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Let's go downstairs. Yeah, so far I would say that Lair has been going quite well. Okay, since in this level I do not have zombies, let's just immediately cast Animate Death. The more you start seeing bans, the better Animate Death gets. It's just not a thing that you should use if you're not fighting bans. But yeah, Lair has bans of very easy to kill monsters for Animate Death purposes. Such as these blink frogs. They also have the nice small upside of being pretty much immune to poison. Yeah, not pretty much, actually immune to poison. So they don't have anything to fear when it comes to fighting cane toads and that kind of thing. Okay. 16 armor class, not bad. Did I gain armor class off of switching to the Rove? No, I didn't. It's just that I'm getting more spell power on it. In fact, I got a ton of spell power because I got 7 intelligence. That's what happened. Alright, alright. No, let's go in a different direction. You know, these Blink Frog zombies are nice because they're as fast as I am, I think. It is fast and swims extremely quickly, so it just doesn't have any issues catching up to me. So I pretty much always have my zombies available, which is not something that I can say about the other zombies. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm petrifying, so I just displace my zombies and let them protect me. Someone mentioned the last time I played, which was on Thursday, I think, that the Juggernaut or the giant zombie styles look cool. And they do. But I looked at the Juggernaut zombie tile and it looks even more cool. Yeah. The giants look like strongman, and the Juggernaut looks like bodybuilder. Pretty cool titles. Or pretty cool tiles. Maybe you just need to be more creative, but you're not sure. When it comes to the spells, yeah, like it's a matter of learning and figuring out which ones you like and which ones you don't like. With enough experience, you're gonna know how to make everything work out. Or maybe not everything, but like the vast majority of things. I still wouldn't even bother trying to figure out how to make Summon Forest work out. Okay, probably hitting a Vampire Mosquito with Speed of Pain is not gonna get me anywhere. So I just switched to the Light Tank for that one monster. Another Book of the Dragon. Unfortunately, I learned nothing new. Yeah, this character is missing, or rather looking forward to finding one very specific, one highly valuable thing, which is zombie hands, because I already have decent training in Earth Magic and decent training in Necromancy. I would probably need a little bit of extra Necromancy and Earth Magic to make zombie hands work, and then a little bit of extra Earth Magic and Conjurations for Iron Shot. But once I have that, that's just gonna, like, I can just Iron Shot, zombie hands, everything. Oh, by the way, this is a perfect situation to use Animate Dead on. Maybe even couple it with the Elijah Tank. There we go. Got some pretty okay zombies. 3 Yak zombies, Cane Toad, and Vampire Mosquito. Nice. And they're gonna stay with me forever. Swamp Dragon. Hold on. Do I have poison resistance? I do not have that. That could be bad. I also don't have blinking. I don't have Fogo identified. I have one scroll blinking, but I'd rather not use it like this. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna let my zombies do the dirty work here. Precisely to avoid the poison. If you fight in a cloud of poison, it can very quickly and easily spiral out of control. And then if you try to move away from the cloud of poison, the monster is just gonna shoot you again with poison. So the only winning move is to not use to not fight the monster with poison cloud if you don't have poison resistance. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to abandon the zombies. I think the zombies don't attack if you don't see them. Yeah, I have low HP. If I was at full HP, I would be able to kill this Hydra easily. But unfortunately, it is not the case. Also, how much HP do I have? Or how much HP regen? Because I did drop Kiku. Oh, by the way, I am still godless. Maybe I'm just gonna be atheist until I find Kiku. Who knows where Kiku is? I really wonder where Kiku is. I think it may have been in this level. The thing about this level is that it has a wizard, but I think I have to just face my fears and go get Kiku. I think at this point I am very interested in getting like the least impactful or like the least negative impact god in the game for my character. It's probably something along the lines of Gozag. Maybe I should get Gozag right now and just like forget about it. I wonder if Gozag works with zombies, now that I think about it. Maybe it doesn't. Oh. Where did that boulder beetle go? There was a boulder beetle, right? There was a boulder beetle right there, but it kind of just forgot about me. Oh, there was that vampire too, yeah. Okay, no idea where the altar is. Really no idea. So I'm just gonna go Gozag. Okay, the vampire was almost dead. That was very painful. I think I should have maybe used Potion of Curing to not have to worry about the vampire. But at the end of the day, I ended up beating it, so whatever. Yeah, let's go Gozag. I wonder how expensive it's gonna be to go Gozag. Yeah, 474 gold. In case you don't know, the cost of going Gozag scales with the amount of money that you have already seen in the game for some reason. No idea why, but that's how it is. So it was very expensive to go Gozag. That in fact made me unable to buy this fantastic ring or this fantastic ring. And of course, unable to buy the Hat of Pondering. But at least it's only for now. Eventually, Gozag will give me enough money to buy everything that I want, because that's the thing that Gozag does. So yeah, alright. Let's go back to Lure. Okay, I'm not so afraid of this Cyclops anymore. When we first saw it, I was afraid, but now we can just kill it. Sprint for the first time after my video. Gozag is hilarious in that mode. Oka, this is way too long ago, but Oka got reworked. Like, not talking about duel, not talking about the restriction of not having allies. Like when Oka first got reworked, well, at least I say first, but when I first saw it get it reworked, when it was made that Oka gave you more piety for killing like things that are pretty dangerous, people took Oka to sprint and like got like 4 or 5 pips of piety upon killing the very first thing, because the sprint piety is also multiplied. So yeah. Which sprints did you play? Because if you were playing Thunderdome, yeah, Gozag in Thunderdome is insanely strong. Gozag in other sprints is probably not gonna go that well, but it can still be really strong. But Gozag in Thunderdome is absolutely busted. You should try Kaslal on 6 sprint. There's many sprints. Thunderdome is not the only one. But it is a pretty funny one. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I feel like Thunderdome is a thing that I like a lot about Crawl. Like it encompasses what I like about Crawl a lot. Oh, I just realized that I had already like pretty much fulfilled the conditions of going Jiba, and it was only a matter of actually finding the altar. Maybe I should have delayed my decision to go. Oh, Necromancy does not work on golden corpses. Oh no. Oh no, is that intentional? Oh no, I guess I'm gonna have to wait until I get Death channeled so I can use Necromancy again. Wow, what a lousy Necromancer of Gozag. Okay, it's not like I really mind, but it's like it does kill kind of the point of going Necromancer. I'm not abandoning, definitely not abandoning. Well, that's a shame. I could have used some elephant zombies right now, not gonna lie. Being an ogre and having 24 armor class is quite crazy good. Um, yeah, very nice thing of having this Laya tank of protection and also Kubus armor. As I mentioned earlier, the combination of the two of those is like really, really good thing to have. 24 armor class. And in general, just having protection brand in the early game is fantastic. Anything that gives me armor class is gonna be bonkers with my 150 HP ogre. Experience level 13, 150 HP. I'm about to level up, so it's not gonna be 150 for much longer. It's gonna be more, which is a good thing, of course. Okay. Kind of awkward to use against elephants. Okay, so this level did have an altar, but it was not an altar to Jiva, it was an altar to Wujian. So in order for me to have found out if there was going to be Jiva or not for me, I had to go to layer 6. I find it surprising that I got this far without a god and without me noticing that I didn't have a god. I guess it's just that the character is good. But once again, I cannot be sure that it was good because of Necromancy. I just adapted to what I got, and I got some really busted spells. I got Ramparts and Succubus Armor and Stone Arrow. Like, those three will get any character of mine out of the early game pretty much. Of course, it's much better when you have something like Mystic Blast as well, that gives you an extra layer of certainty that you can disengage from fights. Because those spells are pretty good for killing things, but you cannot guarantee that you're gonna win the fight. And Mystic Blast at least guarantees that you're gonna be able to, you know, not die. Necromancer that doesn't mess with dirty corpses. That's right. This is that character. Unfortunately, I have to say, it was really not my intention. I figured that Gozag would let me use Animate Death because Animate Death no longer relies on corpses, but nope. Nope, it's not the case. Gozag still bans you from using Animate Death. So I have to wait until Death Channel. Once I get Death Channel, things are gonna change for the better. I should have Nisi Animate Death then, because it's completely useless. Your memory of Animate Death unravels. Now I have spell slots available for something else. I can buy that ring. That ring is pretty crazy good. Probably gonna buy it at some point. For now, I'm still gonna enjoy my usage of this Ring of Slaying. Yeah, the ring of slaying is gonna be fun until I cannot use it. At some point, you need the ring slots for defenses and resistances, much more than you need them for damage. I like damage, but damage like slaying is significantly worse than I don't know, harm when you're casting Firestorm. Slaying just increases the damage of your weapon and yeah, it doesn't increase it enough so that you can reliably kill things before they kill you. So yeah. Oh yeah. Cannot really use those things. Oh boy, this would be a good moment to have zombie hands. This would also be a good moment to have Wereblood, but it's okay that I don't have it. I probably should be walking to the stairs just to play it safe. Okay. I think I'm gonna go upstairs now. Yeah, go upstairs, regen to full HP, and then come back down and be at full HP to kill this Hydra. Which, by the way, I cannot tap with the Laya tank, because the Laya tank gives the Hydra extra heads. But I have this Spear of Pain ready to tap. I should also find a corridor. Lucky that the Hydra didn't hit me with attacks of opportunity there. Not bad. There we go. Not bad at all. I could rebrand the Laya tank to make it not have protection anymore, but I think I'm okay for now. At some point later, I will, however, choose to rebrand it. Ideally, I would wait until I find a more enchanted Laya tank. Ideally, branded Laya tank. Like maybe Agnes has a Laya tank of Pain, and that would be a fantastic thing for me to use. However, that may not be a thing that I ever encounter, and if it doesn't happen, I can still just enchant these and also rebrand these again. Though it's probably for the best that I wait because there's ouch, ouch, stop that. Wow, dude. They never shoot that often. I almost died. I just wanted to see if there was an Altar of Jiva, but like Altar of Jiva or not, there's no way that I could have survived that. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I have a minus 15 Laya tank. Better switch to Spear. Ouch. Yeah, this is not going well. Okay, I don't have Fear. I have one blinking, unfortunately. Hmm. I think I'm gonna have to read a teleport. Pretty rough that those guys just decided to shoot me so frequently. They really never do that kind of thing. Okay, I'll put on this Amulet of Reflection. The time is getting closer and closer for me to drop the Ring of Slaying, but we're not there yet. I wonder when we are gonna be at that point. This ending looks pretty nasty. It can have some pretty insane items as well. Yeah, the items in this ending can be off the charts. I've gotten the elemental staff off of this. That's all I really have to say. I have gotten the elemental stuff. The Spriggan has a rapier of distortion. It's probably gonna get me banished. Oh, luckily my zero skill tin of tremor stones gets the job done. Fantastic. So the smoke demon is nasty. It has a smite. Very dangerous enemy with smite. But yeah, we were able to kill it. All right, 14 steps. After that, I think we are going to be training for. Let's get like 12 spellcasting, and after that, I think I'll get evocations because I do have Tin of Tremor Stones. I'd like to, have that be a reliable way to get rid of some nasty monsters with high evasion. What did I get on this character as far as their branches go? Snake and Shoals. That's fine. If I get Zombie Hands, the Snake is going to be really easy. Shoals is going to be something that I'm better off just postponing as much as possible. But Snake should be really easy if I have Zombie Hands, because I already have Iron Shot. Everything in Snake dies to Zombie Hands Iron Shot super hard. Especially when we take into consideration that I have massive amounts of HP, so that the sharpshooters don't explode me. Yeah, important to prioritize the Hornet because they can paralyze you if you do, or yeah, they can paralyze you if they hit you. It doesn't even have anything to do with poison resistance. I personally think that if you have poison resistance, you should be completely immune to the paralysis from those guys, but it very clearly is not how it works. I don't think I found the loot inside that vault, so I better go back in there. Acquirement. Yeah, I told you that this vault had some pretty okay items. I don't know if this was a thing that came from the vault or if it was just a randomly generated item on the floor. Regardless, the vampiric Laya tank is calling me. It really is calling me. The tower shield is not good. Even though tower shields were buffed for large species, um, it is still not good. It is also, it would also make my large attack completely unusable. So yeah, we're not getting it. Vampiric large attack, give me that, and I am going to be enchanting this. We can drop the protection large attack. Yeah. And I can put on the Ring of Protection instead of the Ring of Slaying for extra tankiness. Now enchant weapon on the Vampiric Large Attack. Also turn on auto pickup of enchant weapon. I have it disabled in my RC file, so you should enable it if you want to actually use those, and you're using my RC file. Because I know some people do use my RC file. Yeah, this is going exactly how you would expect it to go. I can even cast the Succubus Armor to give myself an extra layer of protection. Now I have 22 armor class with 159 HP and a +2 Vampiric Large Attack. I do give away all my slaying to be able to achieve that, but it is well worth it because it's Vampiric. Okay. Okay, I think I got nothing. Staff of Poison and +5 Ring Mail. That was actually not that terrible. On many other characters I would have been happy to use that, but not on this one. Alright, alright, alright. What's up with these doors? Yeah. Oh, they were not doors. Oh, hold on. No, I got stopped because there's a Blink Frog. Yeah, these doors right here. What's up with that? Why are there doors? And like, I feel like there's something missing in here. You know, there cannot be just two doors. That's like completely pointless. But anyway, okay. So I want to buy the Hat of Pondering. I'm gonna go and buy the Hat of Pondering right now. Menkaure. Now I can deal with Menkaure. Yeah, there we go. Single stone arrow. Put on the Hat of Pondering. It's gonna make me slow for pretty much the rest of the game, but it also gives me a lot of mana. 10 mana is actually quite a lot of mana, and a fair amount of intelligence, and a fair amount of defenses, and willpower. So it is a really good item apart from the Ponderousness, but it's okay to have Ponderousness because at the end of the day you cannot run away from anything anyway if they are within melee range. And if they are not within melee range, you can kinda run away just fine. It's just something that I'm gonna have to remember, keeping in mind. So what is the Orcish mines? Huh. I don't think it's in this level. And regardless, I probably should. Even if it is in this level, I probably shouldn't be in this level because it is still a really dangerous level to be in. Okay, Rolcha has a 5% chance to banish me now. I can push that a bit further and just put on a Ring of Willpower. That makes it 0%. And we kill Rolcha. Let's go back to the Ring of Protection. Row of Positive Energy. I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I want to put it on because I have a pretty good robe already. Positive Energy is not as good as 7 Intelligence. Eventually something will come that will make me not want to use that, of course. But until then, 9 evocations. Until then I shall use this. So yeah, all these monsters, it will be wonderful to use Animate Dead against them, but unfortunately, well, you know how it is. That Red Ugly thing dealt a lot of damage. It's funny how everything else just like barely deals any damage, but then the Red Ugly thing comes and deals half my HP in damage. Yeah, pretty funny. Wow, 48 damage from Nergal. Okay. But that was sketchy. Imagine having to do that on like actual D11 instead of just I'm done with Lair D11. Would be pretty nasty. Okay, fortunately I'm still carrying the Spear of Pain. It's necessary for dealing with these Hydras. So pretty good. I got a third Ring of Protection. Once again, I'm assembling a ring collection that would be better off on a Spriggan. But unfortunately, we are no Spriggan. We are just an Ogre. Maybe if I found the Macabre Finger necklace, I would be happy to put it on, because this character has not found like an amulet of that level of quality. It's been okay. Sorry, it's been like Guardian Spirit, Faith, and now Reflection, but yeah, those are pretty lame. Faith actually doesn't do anything for a Gozag worshipper. Okay, so I assume that the entrance to Orc is here. Maybe it was on D10. Once again, maybe it was on D10. I got marked. Let's go upstairs, wait out the mark, and then go downstairs again. If you have the ability to do that easily after you get marked, you probably should do it every time. By the way, that's the third Laja tank that we found on the floor. Yeah, a Laja tank, one further duplicate, and a Laja tank of protection that we found as a +0 unbranded Laja tank. So kind of crazy that we have found so many Laja tanks already. They are rare items, and to have found 4, yeah, insane. Unfortunately, it doesn't particularly impact my character in a positive way to find 4 of those. They're not scrolls of acquirement or something like that. Orc. Oh, by the way, I should probably exclude that because that looks like a death trap. We found Orc, so let's go in and explore. And Gozag marks the tiles where there's gold in here. Okay, for that Warlord is gonna be as easy as just casting Agony 2 or 3 times. I say easy, but in reality it's gonna be somewhat complicated because unfortunately Warlords are very, very tanky. Okay, we can use Attraction here. What I randomly read a scroll hoping to find this one, because this one is a pretty good thing to have for my current situation. Okay, Warlord standing on poison gas. Now we agony the Warlord. The Warlord convulses, and it convulses again, and it's almost dead and very poisoned. So I'm just gonna Vamp Drain, and it's not dead, but it's gonna be dead with the next one. Yeah, there we go. That was a good way to deal with the Warlord. That went extremely well. I am very pleased with how that one fight went. Raw willpower, very nice. Fortunately, I don't need it. I already have a source of willpower with the Hat of Pondering, so I'm just gonna like embrace my my intelligence. Yeah, embrace the intelligence and just go for something that relies a lot on the intelligence. Because I have a lot of intelligence. You can see right there, 34 intelligence. That actually does rival Deep Elf intelligence by this point in the game. Maybe even surpasses it. Okay, so something important to remember is that I do not have the ability to run away very well, because I'm using the Hat of Pondering. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, kind of sketchy situation, but fine nonetheless. The priest is probably gonna step on that. In fact, if I step here, I think I can almost guarantee that it steps on that. It doesn't. Okay, maybe it will next turn or something. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I didn't get blinked. Does that only blink monsters? Nah, there's no way it only blinks monsters. anyone else in view. Huh. Well, that was interesting. Maybe it's time to use a potion petition. Those are pretty bad potions. Makes you blink. Yeah, I think I just got the extremely rare blink that landed me in the same spot or something. I didn't even know that was possible, but it very clearly just happened. So either it is a bug or it is just possible and extremely rare because I have never had it happen. But I guess if you can land in the same spot when you read teleport, you can also land in the same spot when you blink. Reasonable. Mm, well, I guess let's get Curing and Magic. Maybe Haste and Brilliance is cheap. Haste and Brilliance is a pretty good thing to have. Oh, I was wondering what was giving me the Surge of Power, but it is Brilliance. I have Brilliance. Yeah. Surge of Power is nice for Vamp Train. The heal scales of the damage, which scales of spell power, of course. So yeah, pretty nice indeed. Mm. Okay, I got this ending. This ending is the most difficult one out of all of them, unfortunately. It can place some very nasty mid-tier demons, such as Sun Demons. It can even place some demons that I wouldn't be able to kill. So let's have our fingers crossed and see if we get those or not. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, animate that. I was about to animate that, but then I remembered that. Yeah, Gozag doesn't like animate that. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be able to use Death Channel with Gozag if I ever encounter it. Death Channel is not as comfy to use because the summons don't last for nearly as long as the ones that Animate Death produces. Yeah. Mm, the summons from Animate Dead last for much longer, is what I'm trying to say. Like, they last until you recast them, or until you recast Animate Dead, or they die, pretty much. So, pretty good. 24 armor class, pretty nice. Once again, for the knight, it's just a matter of waiting for it to be next to me, and then cast Agony, and cast Agony, and cast Agony, and then hit it, and then it dies. Yep, Agony is just really good. It's a spell that has some very niche use cases. I feel like the more the game progresses, the better it gets, because the more HP monsters have. Like, in the early game, it's not gonna be a good spell, but like by now, it is a good spell. By that logic, I wonder why it is a starting book spell, because it's not that good as a starting book spell. I think this spell on that would be a much better starting book spell. Like, I think this spell on that and Agony could be swapped, and it would be a net buff for Necromancer. Anyway, I'm gonna get this enchant weapon. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna get the teleport and the enchant weapon. Do I need the identifies? I don't. I have a couple of them. If you have identifies in your inventory, you should not buy identifies, even if you have a ton of money. But I read the ones that I had, I ran out, so yeah, alright. Enchant weapon on the Laya tank, and now we have a +4 vampiric Laya tank, not bad. I have to say that if I was not casting like a stone arrow and that kind of thing, I would not feel comfy using a two-handed weapon. I think the protection that a shield offers is a very valuable thing. But it is okay because I can hurt monsters a fair amount before they get to me. So far, the demons that we have gotten have not been the very nasty kind of demon. the Soul Eater that we got was like the most difficult and dangerous thing that we have seen so far, because it's very difficult to kill sometimes. But fortunately, we didn't really have that many issues in that regard today. Green Knights. All right. Agony. Agony. Okay, I was going to go for the third Agony, but it's almost death. So, Agony. 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 Vamp Drain. There we go. Unfortunately, yeah, the High Priest is getting very nasty with what it's doing. Okay, kill wounds. Okay, kill the High Priest. The Orc Knight is full HP. I have 70 HP. I didn't find Kirare or nets at any point. Unfortunate, I have to say. You have an Arbalest and you're shooting bolts at me. At least those don't get enhanced by the might that it is currently being affected by. So we're okay. Thinking about what I want to do to this guy to kill it. I guess I'm just gonna continue shooting acid. It is standing next to a wall, so it's just getting hurt by the Frozen Ramparts, which doesn't deal crazy damage, but it is area damage that doesn't check defenses. It's damage over time. It's just really, really strong. Okay. Tempted to drink Attraction, but I feel like I could die if I drink Attraction. On the other hand, I have 19 charges of acid. Yeah, whatever. Let's just continue using acid. This is going well. Okay, almost death. Goodbye. Ooh, it's some of the smoke demon. Sorry, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. The sorcerer wanted to get nasty, and it summoned the sun demon. Sun demons are the scariest thing that those guys can summon. It's like, impossible to run away from them because they're faster than you are, and they hit really hard. I think they hit for 30 plus 30 fire or something like insane, like that. Sun demon can hit for 30 to deal up to 20 extra fire damage. Okay, but it's still 50 damage on a godly roll. And it is immune to fire as well, high evasion, very nasty monster. One of the nastiest monsters that can be summoned by those guys. Cabal Demonologists can also summon them, but Cabal Demonologists tend to cast Call Imp and that kind of thing instead of casting Summon Demon. 650. I think I want to re-teleport. Yeah, I think I want to re-teleport. If you think that the fight is not gonna go in your favor, you should not try to make it go in your favor. Teleport is a very cheap consumable for a reason. It's like very common. Don't be afraid of using it like that. Okay. The Gozag is summoned, so we're fine. Melee variance was kind of getting me there. I didn't really have such a good time fighting that guy. Alright, that didn't go very well. Or that hasn't been going very well. Unfortunate. Do I win this? How much HP do these guys have? Oh yeah, they have like 100 and a lot of evasion. No wonder. I have heal wounds. Let's drink one. I cannot really run away from this guy, so I guess I'm just gonna have to sit here and fight. Oh, I cannot agony. Immune to torment. Every demon spawn is immune to torment. Even Maimon is immune to torment. That's so lame. Like, how come I can necrotize them, but I cannot torment them with agony? Yeah, this is not going to end well for me. I should maybe read another teleport. Bump drain until I teleport. You know, it's the cheap version of heal wounds until you teleport. Bump drain until you teleport. Okay, there we go. And yeah, when I say that this is the most difficult ending of Orc, I do not exaggerate. I really do think that this is the most difficult ending. It has a ton of spellcasters, it has a ton of demons. The demon spawn are pretty nasty as well. Back then, before the rework of demon spawn, this used to drop demon weapons. Like you were guaranteed to get some demon weapons out of doing this bolt, but unfortunately that's not the case anymore. I kind of want to get the cloak. I'll get it because I'm with Gozag. It's a cloak of resistance to corrosion. Not bad. Not bad at all. Probably not very impactful if I was to put it on right now, so I'm not going to put it on. But I'll keep it around because it's gonna get good eventually. Anyway, it's a 2 hour mark, so I'm gonna take a break for like 5 minutes. I'll come back in 5 minutes and we can continue playing this. Let me inscribe my weapon with twitch.tv/9th settler. And let's save and let's watch someone while I am away resting my eyes. Particle Face is playing, so we can watch Particle Face. In console, or would you like to watch Particle Face in Taos? Because I think I can make that happen. I only need to change a little thing here. Interact. Oh no, not interact. Or maybe interact. Maybe interact will work. No, it's not gonna work. There we go. Okay, that's gonna work for now. I'll come back in like 5 minutes and then we can continue playing the game. Please don't go anywhere, alright? Alright, I am back. Thank you for the patience. Okay, let's click here and here. And let's continue with the game. Alright, I hope that you have been enjoying the game so far. The character. It's going well. But you know how it is when you hit the mid-game. The mid-game is always miserable. So we shall see. Alright, there we go. There we go. Okay, I already checked those. Yeah. Do I want to buy anything from there? Not really. Not really. No. Okay, let's go do more dungeon. I think I am probably close to getting to the point where I can do that awful D10 bolt. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the last thing that I do. Like after D15, I go back and do that D10 bolt. Okay, this Hydra is actually kind of destroying me. Look at that, it already dealt 100 HP through 24 armor class. Hydras can be pretty strong. Oh yeah, I guess that's what I was getting into. I'll fear. It should get feared, yep. There was also like the very small possibility of me not fearing the ugly thing and it killing me. Okay. I should start thinking about resistances. Like we don't need them for the early game, but for Snake, which is gonna be the first room branch that I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna need at least some form of fire resistance, which I don't think I found. Okay, I found a ring of fire resistance. I can use that. I would obviously prefer not to use it, but I can use that. It's kind of rough that I have 15 armor class with double ring of protection, because yeah, we're gonna be at low armor class for a while, unless I take off my body armor, which in which case I'm taking off my body armor or like my rough and losing my intelligence to replace it with some more protective armor. Okay, this is a pretty bad situation. I'm surrounded by many dudes. The Tengu Conjurers hurt with their electricity attacks. Yeah, they have lightning bolt. It's better to just not get hit by them. This level seems pretty nasty so far. Tengu Conjurers are never something that you want to see in the dungeon. They are reasonable for dungeon monsters, I have to say. They're reasonable for dungeon monsters, but they are not they're not like the safest thing ever. Yeah, they're nasty. Okay, that's very nasty actually. Okay, yeah, that's something that you should not fight against. Okay, there was that ice cave on D14. I really didn't want to really didn't want to deal with it. I am pretty sure if I had gone in, I would have gotten killed. So that's why I didn't go in. Okay, Agony, pretty good for killing Hydras and killing many things in general. So I just went for Agony there. Talking about Agony, this is Agony, the slime creature, which then proceeds to split before I kill it. But yeah, if you can tank the stacked up slime creature, Agony is actually a pretty good way to kill them. Kills them really, really fast. Okay, it took me forever to get to 9 evocations. I think after that, the next thing to get is gotta be a little bit of dodging. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to get some dodging, even though I know that it's not really gonna do anything. Agony. Staff, please? I don't think Staff is gonna work against these guys. Sometimes it doesn't work, or by sometimes I mean quite often it doesn't work. And it doesn't work because they just hit you way harder than you hit them, the white ugly things. So yeah, if the ice cave was over there, these tiles are indicators of ice caves. Um, yeah, that was impossible. Like if the normal ice or the white ugly things are being difficult to kill right now, and it's like already so much later into the game. When I first got shafted in here, I had no chance. Yeah, that's so rough. Oh, at least I didn't die. Okay. I could have taken a lot more damage from them, so I'm glad that it didn't happen. Um, any color that is not the white color is okay, but the white ones are really on another level of danger and difficulty. And wow, there is a very ugly thing too. Okay, I'm reading teleports because I don't think I can make it to the stairs. The very ugly thing hits so much harder. I can kick for 27 to deal up to 54 extra cold damage. 54. I may have 176 HP, but it's still a lot to take 54. Don't want to have anything to do with that. Okay, I think this one might be just like within range of getting killed by me using Vamp Drain. And there we go. That went exactly how I wanted it to go. Very sketchy because I did get hit. I was at below 3 digits HP at some point, which is always very scary situation to be in when you're dealing with one of those guys. But I was able to kill them, fortunately. Yeah, if things had gone wrong, like if I had gotten hit one more time, I could have used blinking. But I was just barely outside of that threshold of like I want to use escape options. Okay, the white very ugly thing is killing me. I was at full HP when I started fighting it. 64, 25, 33. Now I feel like I am going to die if I don't do something about it. And by that I mean read fear, because that's the cheapest thing that I can do to do something about this ugly thing. Okay. It's funny that the game says your attack snaps the white ugly thing out of its fear, and it's still running away. I don't know what's up with that. I really have no idea what's up with that. Wow, it regened to full HP. It was almost there, and it regened to full HP. Does it regen fast or something? It doesn't even. Crazy. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't think I can kill that. It's just way too strong. I don't have the damage output or the survivability to kill it. So the correct thing to do is to leave the level. Unfortunately, I have to leave the level. Theoretically, if I got the correct damage rolls, I could kill it, but it's just a matter of getting lucky. And yeah, I already tried multiple times, it's not happening. Better to just leave it alone. I think it's actually the last thing in the level, so yeah. Okay. Is it this ending? I think it's the entrance to depths that has a bunch of high-level zombies and stuff. I hate that ending. That ending is my least favorite ending to the dungeon. The dungeon doesn't have that many endings, and that one seems to appear very frequently. Or maybe I just like remember it or notice it every time that I get it because it's an ending that I very much dislike. And I dislike it a lot because of because it can play some pretty nasty stuff that you cannot run away from, like Juggernaut Simulacra, or Juggernaut zombies or Caustic Strike zombies. You cannot run away from those, so it's very difficult to disengage from them. More white ugly things, unfortunately. This time I did, however, manage to kill it with Stone Arrow. And there doesn't seem to be a very ugly thing, but there's too many of them. One of them already reached me. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Let's just read teleport. Unfortunately, I was winning the fight, didn't really need to teleport, but you never know when White Ugly Thing is just gonna get a 60 damage roll, lol, because that's what they do. Turned into a Cyan one. Cyan ones are safer. Not by much, however, but still safer. Okay. Ooh, that's not looking pretty good. That's not looking good at all. Better retreat into a choke point. Um, okay. Not bad at all. That went much better than how I thought it was going to go. And so far I haven't seen any extremely nasty zombies, you know? This is pretty bad. I don't think I can kill that vampire mage. Oh man, I am starting to hit a point where, no character, I guess to this point in the game should be, where I don't feel like I can kill things. Like, I straight up take too long to kill things like this vampire necromancer. Let's see what I have gotten. Iron shot. I did mention that I wanted to get iron shot eventually. Haven't gotten zombie hands to go alongside it, unfortunately. Yeah, I'd rather get heal wounds and curing. I don't think I want to Circ. Now I might want to Circ. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Kill the Necromancer faster. Or kill the Necromancer first because it's faster. Another Sphinx zombie. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. As long as there's no Caustic Strike zombies, Juggernaut zombies, I'm okay with this ending. But the thing about this ending is that it does have those things. If it's the ending that I'm thinking of. And yeah, there it is. Iron Dragon, Sphinx, Spark Wasp. The Iron Dragon is the very, very dangerous thing here. It hits much, much harder than these guys. These guys hit like a joke. The issue that they have is that they have a lot of HP. But the Iron Dragon hits for 20, 20, 20, 153 HP, 20 armor class. Yep, you probably shouldn't fight that kind of thing. It is very slow, however, so it's not the worst thing ever to run away from. It's certainly not on the same level as a Caustic Strike Simulacrum or Zombie, yeah, or a Juggernaut. These are actually killable or survivable. The other ones aren't really. Still looking forward to getting Dispel on Death. I feel like by the time I get Dispel on Death, it's not gonna be relevant anymore, and it's gonna be sad. I mean, don't misunderstand me. I say it's not relevant, but in reality, it is relevant pretty much forever because you can use it against some nasty monsters such as leeches and such. You can use it against those monsters, but do you really want to be within melee range against an Instant Leech? I mean, I guess it dies fast if it gets to your melee range, but yeah, it's complicated. It would be much more impactful if you were to get it early on. There's so many, like Skeletal Warriors, for example, whites. That kind of thing you would love to have a reliable, easy way to kill them with, which is Dispel on Death. But unfortunately, it still doesn't start in the Necromancy start. Like Necromancers still do not get Dispel on Death. They used to way back in the day, but I don't think it's the case. Well, it definitely is not the case anymore. I don't know exactly when that was removed from the Necromancer start because I never liked the Necromancer start, so I didn't really play it a lot. So the nerf to Necromancer was like irrelevant to me. Mm, well, I got my 8 dodging now. I guess I'm training fighting to 21, because what else am I going to train for? What do you do? Paralyze, 7%. Oh, Mystic Blast and LRD. Those are some fantastic spells. Mystic Blast, we're starting to get to the point where it's not that great. It's still good, but it's not that great. Still probably gonna get it alongside LRD. LRD is much more powerful. The more the game progresses, the better LRD gets. So we can get that. We can get this. We might also get Iron Shot. Yeah, I'm also gonna get Iron Shot. Okay, I can. Funnily enough, I can cast all of that except for Iron Shot. I still would like to train some translocation so I can cast it. Okay. There was that D10 bolt. I think I'm ready to do the D10 bolt. Oh no, this D13 had an unseen horror and some other nasty guys. Okay, I'm gonna wait here. What is the unseen horror? Huh? That was unusual. Did you see the unseen horror? It was hitting me and then it just kind of went away on its own. Like I didn't kill it. It just went away on its own. Crazy. But not as crazy as these slime creatures not stacking up. That's really, really weird. Lightning scales. The only way for you to get the lightning scales is if you're not able to use them, because it's a really good item to have on a character that can actually make use of them. So the best way to deal with this guy is to just sit in next to a wall and swing in random directions until it dies. Also, have Frozen Ramparts. Yeah, Frozen Ramparts is an important part of doing that. If you don't have Frozen Ramparts, you're better off going into a corridor and swinging in the direction that you think it's gonna be in. Not that difficult to figure it out. Or to figure out where the monster is, I mean. Okay. I got Lightning Spark Stormform MCC. I don't think I care. Yeah, if I didn't get Dragon Form, I'm not getting MCC either. Would like to get some fancier spells, however. Starting to regret not going Behemoth, but like the original goal for this character was to go Kiku, but I just never got Kiku. Kiku, I don't think it spawned in my game. Yeah, I think that's just how it is. I don't think Kiku spawned in my game. Kiku. Yeah, still no Kiku. I've done the entirety of the dungeon and like all those places and I didn't get Kiku, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe just some gods don't spawn in some games. Or Kiku was here and I just didn't find it. That's also a thing that maybe could have happened. But I don't know. That kind of thing never happens to me when I go, or when I want to go other gods. It only happens to me the one time that I want to go Kiku. Huh. I guess it's fine. This just turned out to be a more standard character of mine. A weaker standard character of mine. As opposed to what I wanted to do, which was just Kiku Worshipper Necromancer. Alright, that D10 bolt was nasty, but we're fine. What other levels have we not done? I think we're good. Let's go do oof, it's gonna be rough, but I guess let's go to Snake. I was hoping that by the time I started wanting to do Snake, I would already have zombie hands. I am going to need the resistance to electricity. Yeah, from this point onward, that ring of electricity is just gonna stay with me. Equipped for the rest of the game. Yeah. Mm, okay. Mm, let's hope that we can get a rune just fine. Hmm. Okay, at the end of the day, I guess I still have Frozen Ramparts and also Kubus Armor. The combination of those two things is quite effective at killing many things throughout the entirety of the game. Mm. Do note that I do not have poison resistance, and I also don't care about not having poison resistance. I'm okay with not having that. I don't think it's that important for this place to have poison resistance. Um, it's much more important to have resistance to electricity. Poison resistance is important in places where there's monsters that have clouds of poison. And since none of these guys do that, then it's fine. Like, you get red poison, you can just drink a potion of curing, and then you don't have any more poison anymore, so it's fine. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I got that bolt in my previous character, I think. This bolt right here, this ghost bolt. I definitely will not go in there. It's surprisingly nasty. Like, even if you think that you can deal with the bolt, you probably shouldn't go in. Because it's quite a nasty bolt. Do I have digging? Because digging would be nice here. I do not have that. Unfortunate. But you know what I do have? I have Mystic Blast, which I should probably use more often. Good spell indeed. Beautiful. I was marked, but I think I maybe already killed the vast majority of dudes here because didn't really get attacked by many dudes while I was marked. Pretty nice. Okay, 2 bookshops. Let's go. That's what I wanted to see. Irradiate. Okay, we're getting irradiate for sure. Okay, I guess I got irradiate. We take those. I'm not gonna complain. But I did want zombie hands. Zombie hands was like the most important thing for me to get. It's a shame that I ended up not stumbling upon it. Spells. Yep, just replace that. Fancy rings. Look at these 2 rings. Lots of resistance to negative energy and 4 dexterity. Probably buying the Amulet of Regen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm buying the Amulet of Regen. Like Regen. Aha, that's what I need. That's what I need. We're buying this book as well. That has zombie hands, and zombie hands is a crucial part of my character. I could also get Tosokubo's autobiography and just cast refrigeration and win the game like that. I might do it. So yeah, let's just get 10 Earth Magic. Well, 11 Earth Magic and 11 Necromancy. That's gonna be enough for me to be able to cast Zombie Hands. I maybe shoot Amnesia something. Let's see. Vamp Drain could be Amnesia. Like, we're at a point in the game where the Vamp Drain heal is a joke compared to the damage that things deal. So I could Amnesia Vamp Drain. Amnesiaing Vamp Drain lets me learn Zombie Hands and lets me cast it immediately as I can, you know? Like, I can just memorize it immediately. So I'm gonna Amnesia Vamp Drain. Goodbye, Vamp Drain. Hello, Zombie Hands. Zombie Hands, yay! Okay. Zombie Hands is, it has a 2% chance to fail because I have 34 intelligence. You know, that's not bad at all. I'm not gonna complain about it. Though probably I should start thinking about replacing that robe of 7 intelligence with something better. Anyway, now that I have Zombie Hands, Iron Shot, I can just use Iron Shot, or I can just do that. Zombie Hands and Iron Shot to kill everything. Lots of snakes. Very spooky. I don't think I ever found Death Channel, now that I think about it. Yeah. Oh, there is Death Channel in the Book of Unlife. Maybe I should also pick that one up. Okay, the guys were really hurt by my Zombie Hands, but not hurt enough. Okay. It's very clear that this character has like a hard time killing monsters, like that large band of snakes. Especially when there's no corridor, like in that situation. In this one, if there's a corridor, I just have to do a single cast of Zombie Hands and then it's over. Zombie Hands is really, really strong, you know. That spell definitely has my seal of approval. It's such a powerful spell. It deals damage, it makes you able to deal more damage to the monsters. What's not to like about Zombie Hands? Really, really strong spell. So yeah, what are the spells that you like from Necromancy? As for myself, I like Haunt. I never use Haunt. I always tell you that I like Haunt and I never use it. Hopefully now that Necromancy is not so terrible, I'll use Haunt more. Haunt fits the criteria for a spell that I would like. Like, it doesn't. It's not even a good summon spell. I guess it is, but it goes beyond the category of just being a good summon spell. And to me, it is a good spell, just like overall. So yeah, it has a high seal of approval from me. That one spell, Haunt. It's a shame that it's so rare nowadays because it's a really strong spell. Infestation. I guess Infestation. Oh, you know what? Infestation, like you mentioning Infestation made me figure out why I've never really liked Necromancy. Because I feel like you need to get the ball rolling, and it's hard for Necromancy to get the ball rolling because it's a bunch of spells that just create allies out of corpses and stuff. Infestation is like just that to taken to an extreme because like you target monsters and the spell doesn't do damage or anything to the monsters that you target, but when the monsters die, they make some pretty strong allies. So yeah, it's definitely like a really good spell, really strong allies, but you still need something to kill them with. Um, Necro has always been like that. You gotta kill things in other ways. Yeah, that's my issue. Like, if you have to kill things in other ways, why would you need? Well, I guess I understand why would you need Necromancy, but like, I don't know. I just prefer spells that like like refrigeration is like the best example of what I like to do in this game. It's a spell that you cast and it kills things, and then you can cast it again to kill more things. It's the kind of spell that I like to cast when I'm playing Crawl. Mm, ouch. Lost a lot of HP there. Huh, that's pretty bad. Lost a ton of HP there, out of nowhere. Huh. Look at that. Pretty bad, pretty bad. I don't think I can fear. I don't fear the Mana Viper, it has a lot of willpower. I guess I'll have to blink down. Because I also do not think I live for long enough to teleport. At least I was able to get zombie hands. Now that I have zombie hands, this kind of situation should be the exception more than the rule. Just the Mana Viper escapes. That's something that I'm not too much of a fan of when it comes to zombie hands. It's not really a reliable spell for damage dealing, but it is somewhat reliable for escape purposes. Even making the monsters lose like 2 or 3 turns is enough for you to be able to survive very frequently. Mm. Okay. Looking pretty good. When it comes to this character, I do want to get Death Channel, but I'm not so sure I want to get Death Channel, you know? I already have Zombie Hands Iron Shot, so I don't feel like I have to get Death Channel. Though getting Death Channel would, give me allies, which, I don't know, being a Necromancer with no allies, I feel like I'm not really playing a Necromancer. That's how I felt for the entirety of this playthrough. I felt like I am not really playing a Necromancer, which is not necessarily a bad thing, I have to say. It's not something that I'm like, oh no, this feels bad because I'm not playing a Necromancer. No, it's like I started on Necromancer because I wanted to try the new changes, but I also want to win, and I think that trying to stick to the new changes was not gonna get me the win here. Mostly because I wanted to go Kiku and I didn't get Kiku. That was actually like a big deal, a big reason for me to not want to go for the playstyle of having allies. Kiku has an ability that summons a bunch of dudes that just die, that have like 1 HP and just die. I wonder if those dudes give HP. Doesn't or experience, sorry. It wouldn't make sense if they did, but they let you create zombies out of them, so I don't know how it works. Yeah, rework Hiku is probably gonna be very interesting. Still not how I would have liked to see the rework being enacted, but it's okay. Anyway, Bashnia is unkillable, as you clearly see there. So I don't want to fight Bashnia, but unfortunately, yeah, that's a bit rough. The 2 stars that we have here are have Naga sharpshooters close to them. Very difficult to enter the level. Though I did manage to kill that sharpshooter. And there's also the downstairs right here. I'm probably just gonna go downstairs. What does that shop have? It's a distillery. I want to check it out. And I have a potion of flight. I don't? Huh. No flight? Was potion of flight removed or something? Or why do I not have any? Huh. Let's check out the GitHub to see if potions of flight were removed. Maybe they were. Maybe they were. Make it faster to enter new stairs. I'll read that later. Improve characters as starting kids. Again. Oh, no, hold on. Hold on. No, no, no. That's old. That's old. March 5th change when attacks of opportunity were introduced. I thought that it was yet another round of updating, or yet another round of mm, starting loadout buffs, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Reorganize necromantic effects. Make infestation consume corpses. The only necromancy spells that stack are now death channel +1 of infestation, simulacrum, animate death, necrotize plus corpse rot. We should make necromancy spells that consume corpses and still give out monster organs, e.g. dragon armor as appropriate. Oh, so if you cast a necromancy spell that consumes a corpse, you don't get dragon scales. Ah, interesting. Good thing to know. Okay, okay. Nothing about removing potions of light. Yep, nothing about that. So yeah. Oh, by the way, have you seen the new on Randart? The Trishula? Looks cool. I hope that I eventually stumble upon it in one of my games, and that I actually want to use them, or that I actually want to use it. Considering how easy it is to get usable, because at the end of the day it is an on Randart, I would be happy to use it. Or like not on Randart, like it is a Demon Trident. Demon Tridents don't take up a lot of skill to get usable. So I would be happy to use it on almost every character, including this one if I was to stumble upon it. I have a fair amount of cross training, so yeah. It is a shame that my Vampiric Leviathan is not really doing the trick. What is doing the trick, however, is Zombie Hands. Zombie Hands, like I cast it and things died really fast after I cast it. It's always been the case that it does that. Like that's what it does after all. Okay, I don't want to be there anymore. Even with Stone Arrow, like I'm not casting Zombie Hands Iron Shot. I'm casting Zombie Hands as Stone Arrow, and it's doing wonders. Fantastic. Oh, Luis, what's your chance to banish me today? 8%. I should be able to kill you. I have resistance to lightning bolts, so I'm fine, and also willpower. By the way, you have a tower shield. You always have a tower shield. All right. I thought that it was gonna be more of an issue, but I assumed that just Zombie Hands just dealt a ton of damage, and I was able to kill Luis. Luis is my nemesis, my archenemy from when this game, or from when I started to play this game. Like my first good character was a troll berserker that got gold scales very early into the game. And I was just running around killing everything, right? Because that's what trolls berserkers with gold scales do. Until I found Louise, and back then I didn't know about banishment or like why willpower was like the most important resistance in the entirety of the game. And so I just tapped Louise with no willpower without using Trog's hand. You know, just like new player mistakes, just the classic stuff. And of course Louise banished me, and of course I was unable to survive the Abyss. Which back then was much easier to survive than it is nowadays, like much more benevolent. There were less enemies in the Abyss, like less Abyss unique enemies. It was different, very, very different. So yeah, it's been a while. And ever since then I learned to respect monsters with very strong hexes, such as Banishment. Ooh, I got Haunt! Ooh, I got Haunt! I should use that. I should really use that because it's right there. Like, I'm gonna put it on my wish list. I wish I had more spell levels. What am I trying to cast right now? Iron Shot, I guess. I'm training for LRD and Iron Shot. I had a manual of Earth Magic that maybe I should have bought for the purpose of training Earth Magic. Right now, I don't think I want to. Regardless, I still want to go for Haunt. Maybe I should just commit to Haunt. Like, just go hard on training for it. Because at the end of the day, Haunt wins you the game. It really is a hard carry spell. It's like pay 7 mana to kill something. It's like MCC, but the turns that it would take for you to channel MCC, you just spend repositioning while your rates just destroy whatever you target the spell on. It really is that strong. So I think since I got it at a reasonable time, I should go for it. I should really go for it just to show it. Gotta get summonings first. I'm gonna need like 16 or so. Same goes for Necromancy. I'm gonna need 16 or so. Yep. I think I get summonings and I amnesia something, so I can start thinking about memorizing it. I probably would amnesia ramparts, maybe. Regardless, I got LRD because you have not seen me cast it even once. But the more the game progresses, the more useful it becomes. Like when I start seeing constructs in bolts, that's when LRD is gonna shine. That's a true calling in life of LRD. Targeting monsters that can be targeted by it directly, just to deal a ton of smite targeted damage in an area of effect that just hurts other monsters. Pretty good stuff. It's not letting me rest. Huh. Okay, I remember this snake ending. From all the snake endings, this is not terrible, but it is annoying. I don't like it. With my Mayflighter, my best Mayflighter attempt got to this ending and did one of the bolts, and I didn't get the rune, and I was like so pressured on time that I just like tilted super hard, and I like ended up dying on the other side, on the other bolt, without being able to get the rune. It was pretty rough, the Mayflighter. I didn't win a Mayflighter. Also, in order for me to play a Mayflighter, I would have to compile a version with it, like get the commit, like pretty much cherry pick the commit and like apply it to a fork and then compile set fork, which is very. It's not difficult probably, but I don't know how to do it. Haven't really figured out how to do it, so I haven't done it. For other funny things that you can do when you compile your own versions of Crawl with like cherry-picked commits, you could make Trunk, but the Uskayo exploit still around. In case you don't know what the Uskayo exploit was, for a couple of versions, actually for like a year or so, Uskoyo was able to copy abilities from other gods, like piety abilities from other gods. If you put the ability on the quiver and then without abandoning the god worship Uskoyo, which obviously made you abandon Uskoyo or abandon the other god, but you kept the ability in the quiver, which was really crazy strong, and of course it got removed because it was very much not intended behavior. Some games just have that kind of design philosophy where, like, if the community discovers an exploit, but it's a cool thing, the game just embraces it. And Crawl really is not like that. On one hand, I think that's kind of lame, but on the other hand, I understand why it is, because how much is too much? Where do you draw the line? Like, I feel like if we started accepting exploits as features, we could end like NetHack one of these days, and no one wants to end like NetHack. Anyway, Noita is one of those games. There's so many really broken things in that game that were just accepted as features, but that's just because of Noita's like roots, I guess, as a NetHack inspired game. Because a game can be roguelike inspired, but it can be very different from Crawl. Because there's many roguelikes that are very different from Crawl. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. I ran out of mana. Better cast the Zombie Hands. Zombie Hands is also a lot of value when it comes to your mana. It's 5 mana and it just can kill some really nasty things really fast. Deals a ton of damage over time. Good stuff. Very good spell. Very good spell. I'm very glad that I'm actually getting to use it, because I always praise it and I almost never go for it. But it's very clear when it's good, and it is good on this character. It's being very good on this character. I wonder how much of an effect the repel missiles has had on my character. My character has repel missiles and has had it from pretty much the very beginning. And I think I have noticed it, like some projectiles just don't hit me, and launchers also fail to hit me. It's pretty nice. You were never really a fan of the Kiku playstyle before Deliver Corpses. You do like playing with allies, but it was always too much effort for too little. That's right. Yeah, it felt like every average summon spell was better than just asking for corpses and then animate that. Do you like Juret for Necro? Haven't tried the new Juret though. Is your play of it? It's on YouTube. I didn't like it, so I'm not gonna play it again. But like if you wanna watch it, it's on YouTube. You just have to search for new Juret or something like that in my channel, and it should give you the character. Whenever it comes to new things, I upload them. Unless I feel like I really didn't deliver good content. Which was what happened when I played Hot Hells. Like, I was so tilted by Hot Hells that I didn't upload it. I feel like I just didn't want to portray that. But then it got nerfed, and then everything was fine. On one hand, I do regret not preserving those characters, the ones with Hot Hells, because, like, I always tell people about unnerfed Hot Hells, but I don't have anything to back it up. So people like saw how messed up they truly were. But it's fine. It's fine. That's why I'm trying to preserve things nowadays, like a bit better. And that's why I'm putting many new Kiku characters on YouTube. I already put the Deep Dwarf this week, and next week I'm gonna be putting probably this one, and the week after that I'm gonna be putting the one after this one. Hopefully, one that actually does worship Kiku. Yeah. All right. So we got the Snake Rune. Now that I have obtained the Snake Rune, I think we can go to Vaults, maybe. Before going to Vaults, I definitely need to get my Ring of Cold Resistance. Like, that is not optional anymore. We need to get it. We need to get it. We need to get it. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to Haunt. I think Haunt really is on the level of power that, like, if you get Haunt, you rush Haunt, and Haunt wins you the game. That's bad. Yeah, I don't want to go up those stairs anymore. Kirari, finally. Huh, that's a pretty good quarterstaff of protection. Of course, it doesn't compare to my Laja tank, but if I found that early in the game, I would be very happy to have it. Book of Party Tricks. That has a port, right? Yeah, okay. That book needs to have another spell. I feel like every book should have at least 3 spells. There are some books that have only 2 spells, and it's pretty whack. Oh, by the way, did you see the sumo ending on Saturday? Well, I guess it was Saturday, Sunday. It's called Senshuraku, which means something like the final day. I don't know exactly what it means, but for practical purposes, it means the final day. Yeah, it was interesting. The tournament was pretty spicy. There was no clear winner at any point in the tournament. Even in day 15, there was a possibility of a playoff if the winner of the tournament, the Yokozuna, didn't win his final match. It was pretty cool. I like sumo. I've never been too into sports, but I like sumo. Too into watching sports, I mean. I would like to get out of here. I would like to get out of this level. Yeah, like the entire tournament had some pretty good stuff. I watched there's a dude on YouTube that like his channel is called Chris Sumo, and it's just a dude from the UK or Australia. I don't know exactly where he's from, but he goes to the tournaments and he records his own footage, so it doesn't get taken down by NHK. He edits it and has like a lot of commentary and analysis, and like he's not a professional, but he's pretty good. So yeah, I always watch the there's like an edited version where it's only the fights that a channel that's called Nato Sumo puts on YouTube. I watch that, and then I watch the Chris Sumo videos because his commentary really adds a lot. Not only that, but he also posts fights from all the divisions, and like there's some jewels in there sometimes. So very interesting thing. Anyway, I was able to successfully dodge Bashnia. I'm definitely not fighting that with this character. Let's go do bolts. Oh, immediately upon entering bolts, we find Donald. Let's get out of bolts. Donald gets mighty. Do you have reflection? Oh, you do have reflection. Okay, in that case, don't mind if I walk away. Yeah, if you give me all your gold, I'll promise I'll be your friend too. Okay, that's a pretty funny message. I have LRD here. Should be here. How much armor class do you have? Chainmail. Unfortunately, you do have a fair amount of armor class. I hate the ridge. Donald's messages are the funniest thing ever. There we go. I needed to use zombie hands and LRD there instead of just stun arrow like I would have for pretty much any other character or for any other monster because reflection is very scary. Okay, better to just stay here. Frozen ramparts. He quacks if you confuse him. Donald is a pretty funny monster. The flavor text of Donald says an adventurer just like you because it's like a cartoon of the player from the developers with all the I hate that. And let me tell you, it's not inaccurate. I mean, I cannot say that it is wrong. It is a pretty pinpoint cartoon of what a character feels when they play Crawl. You probably have heard me say I hate that quite frequently when I play this game. So yeah, pretty accurate and pretty funny. Oh, ouch. Don't do that. Oh, I did buy the... Oh, I didn't buy the thing. Yeah, it's important for me to buy the thing. If I don't buy the thing, bad things can happen. So I need to get out and buy that ring of cold resistance. I've had it from the very beginning of the game in a shop, and I have always known that by the time I get to bolts, I should buy that ring. It is really, really important for me to get out and buy that ring. As soon as I win this fight, I'm gonna get out and buy that ring. Oh, I just killed the Frostheart with a single cast of Zombie Hands. Sometimes Zombie Hands deal some crazy damage. I'm probably gonna forget about Irradiate now that I think about it. I don't think I want to train for transmutations. And Haunt is like a really good spell for killing things on the other side of the screen, which is like the opposite of Irradiate. Yeah, for killing things that are next to me, I already have some pretty okay spells. Um, so maybe Irradiate is a bit redundant. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. It's crazy, right? Like I'm forgetting Irradiate for a summon, but I'm doing it. Um, let's go buy things because I need to. Let's buy that ring. Hey, increase Necrotize skeleton duration. That's a pretty good change. Let Death Channel work with enemy Necromancy. Simplify Death Channel. Simpler to have it work with all corpse eating effects. Huh. No idea what that means. Yeah, I did notice that today, that the Necrotize skeletons were not getting to the next fight. Like I was casting Necrotize and I was getting the skeletons, but the skeletons just felt like flavor because they didn't last for long enough. So I am glad that they're gonna last for a bit longer. Um, okay, from here I was gonna buy this ring. Let's put this ring on. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of the ring of protection, and I also think that I have to get rid of my body armor then. Um, it's gonna be an increase of one armor class and regen. Nah, nah, it's not that important. I mean, the regen would be nice. It would be 2 HP per turn. Um, but nah, it's only an increase of one armor class unless I want to enchant it, which I don't. Um, Let's see. Oh, there's acid scales. Those were the scales um who generated or that generated before I went Gozag. Okay, let's go back to bolts. That looks nasty. I don't want to get trapped in there, so I better step away from the door. Zombie hands really is like a death beam. It's so strong. Okay, I should go back and buy the Book of Dead as well. Oh, I cannot get there. Oh, I should have bought it before getting out, because now I'm gonna have to go through the level with Bashnia. Oh, well, let's go to the pit then. Snake pit. There's an Efreet there. I should not have any issues killing it. I don't have I do not have fire resistance on my character right now, but I have 195 HP. So yeah, Efreeti are not that dangerous when you have 195 HP. Okay, 6 spell levels left. Haunt just barely outside of my reach. Also barely outside of the castable threshold. I will start casting it once I get it at like 10%. So yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's gonna be exciting because it's such a strong spell. Like you will see when I start casting it. I've only cast it a few times in my crawl history, but like I know that it is a really strong spell. Fortunately, Bashnia is still a snake, a naga, so it's really slow. And it does hit really hard, so should not fight it. But I was able to run away from Bashnia without a lot of complications. This is when Repel Missiles starts to, pull its weight. I've had it on for a while. I mentioned it just a bit ago, and it didn't feel like the most impactful thing ever. But now that I'm starting to stumble upon like Centaur Warrior bands and Yoctor bands, that's when it's gonna start being really good. Yikes. That dealt a lot of damage. Nothing of value there. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Why am I taking so much damage? I guess if you try to tap with 7 armor class, that's what's gonna happen. That's the only way to put it. Okay. Could have been worse. Okay, yeah, I think I just shouldn't tap things in general. It's unfortunate because my tap could be nice, but it is not nice. It is not nice. Agony, agony. Okay, I just agony twice and it proceeded to split. All right. Yeah, tapping feels really bad, but it's because I have 7 armor class, 13 evasion, and no shield. Such a character should really not tap. Hey, I broke past the 199 HP barrier. Now I'm at 102, at 202. Pretty nice. Especially when I'm not meleeing. Like if I'm casting Zombie Hands and Stun Arrow, things are going well. But the moment that I press staff against something that's not like a slime creature, I'm doing it against the slime creatures because I don't have much else that I can do against them. They are completely immune to zombie hands. There's some monsters that you cannot zombie hands. The game doesn't do a very good job of telling you, but it's like slimes and stuff like incorporeal monsters. You cannot deal with them with zombie hands. Mighty Jori, so I better not get stabbed by Jori or crystal speared by Jori. That is also a thing that can happen. Where I am right now, I am outside of the range of the very deadly 3 dice of 37 crystal spear that Jori has. Okay. Gonna use acid. You destroy Jori. Jori screams, "No, no," before exploding into a cloud of blood. Alright, that's pretty cool. Now I have the spell levels to learn Haunt. I'm gonna put Haunt on H because it's. I could put it on W because it's a bunch of rates. Yeah, I'll put it on W. Sojabo, Queen of the Tengu, with a buckler of fire resistance that I cannot really use. Okay, I lost a ton of HP out of nowhere. Unfortunate. Yeah, Tango Reavers are pretty nasty. Not only that, but I'm also slow on attacks of opportunity. Like, wow, I opened the... There was a door here, right? Yeah, I opened the door and now I am at less than... Well, around 40% HP, right? Pretty bad. Ouch. Eat? What? How? Did you see that guy? That guy used an attack of opportunity on me while grasped by zombie hands. That really shouldn't be the case. Monsters shouldn't be able to do that. But it doesn't matter. Okay, that was a convoker, right? Yeah. That could be bad. Do I have silence? I do have silence. Okay, let's say that I silence. How do I kill things while silenced? Not with 7 armor class, certainly. I would have to use other things. Brilliance, magic, haste, and heal wounds. Expensive, but I need it. Heal wounds and magic. Haste and brilliance. Okay, heal wounds and magic it is. Okay, I have enough HP to be able to fight now. There's a frost heart. Unfortunately, it's gonna freeze me. Yeah, okay. I can step here, and here the frost heart cannot freeze me. The convoker is dying, or no? Well, I mean, it is dying, but it's also about to convoke, so I better speed up the process of it dying. Okay, that got kind of sketchy, but fortunately, Gozag allowed me to heal quite a lot. Bodies shouts and bodies goes invisible. You know what? I feel like I would like to not have to deal with bodies, while bodies is invisible. If only I had this spell on death. Have I found this spell on death? No. I found the Book of Death and the Necronomicon, and of course I started as a Necromancer. I still have not found the spell on death. I feel like it's too rare. Many spells are too rare after the spellbook reworks. Yeah. Nice. Look at that. I'm just like controlling all of these guys really hard with my zombie hands. They all happen to spawn in such a way that it was not difficult for me to zombie hands them all, but still, pretty cool. I got red poison. I think I got hit twice and I got red poison. Oh, I drank magic accidentally. I wanted to drink curing. Fortunately, I had 7 magic. Otherwise, that would have been painful. But yeah, those guys apply some serious poison. Okay, Tango Reaver. Oh, Sojovo. I was okay with fighting the Tango Reaver alone, but it just happened to be that Sojovo was also around. How is Sojovo doing? Heavily wounded. I wish I had Blinking. Oh, hold on, I have Mystic Blast, which serves a similar role. Push Sojovo quite a long distance away from me. Pretty good. Sojovo is severely wounded. Sojovo is almost dead. You kill Sojovo. Nice. That was pretty much entirely zombie hands. Sojovo doesn't have like negligible amounts of HP. Take a look at this. 150. Her biggest weakness is the fact that she doesn't have armor class apart from whatever armor she generates with. So usually she has very little armor class but very high evasion and of course very decent HP for a monster with such high evasion. Monsters with this level of evasion don't have 150 HP. A good example of that would be hold on, let me give you a good example. Blade Master. Yep, 100 HP and 5 pips of evasion. So much less HP than Sojovo. Another good example would be a Spriggan Defender. Yet again, a lot of evasion, but even less HP than the Blade Master. So yeah, Soja Boy is like really, really ahead of the curve in terms of HP with that amount of evasion. Not only that, but she also has some pretty scary spells. So pretty strong, unique, very dangerous. Mm. Fortunately, this time I was able to deal with her without a lot of complications, thanks to the wonders of zombie hands. Okay. Things are pretty scary in melee when you have 7 armor class. What can I say? The character has been doing well. It's just a matter of me not making terrible mistakes and like engaging in fights that I shouldn't engage in, and we can probably win the game because that's the power of Zombie Hands and soon to be the power of Haunt. It's at 11%. I think I can do the Maiden cast just to show how ridiculous of a spell it is. It is also one of the few summon spells that you can sustain very large amounts of monsters off of. The way that it works is that you cast it and then the raids just kill whatever you cast it on, and then they time out after like 3 turns after whatever you cast them on dies. But like it deals so much damage. It is smite targeted. Uh, it was much better back in the day when the dudes lasted for a while after they killed their target. Like much longer after they kill the target, but it's still a pretty nice spell, as you can see. I'm a big fan of Haunt, and yeah, like I think what just happened is good enough to showcase how ridiculous it is. And by the way, yes, Zombie Hands is completely worthless against the slime creatures. It's a shame. So yeah, look at that enormous slime creature. It's just gone. It's just gone. It's really strong of a spell. It's wonderful. These guys actually deal such crazy damage. Like the Phantasmal Warriors deal like 39 melee. The rates is low. The freezing rates have the cold damage, of course, and they drain speed. It's pretty nice. Really, really strong spell. Um, it kills things so quickly. I like it because it kills things very fast. It's not really a summon spell because like you just cast it on a monster. Like you target a monster and then the monster dies. So in a weird way, it is more of the kind of spell that I would like to cast or that I like in this game. I like the spells that you point at a monster and the monster dies, and Haunt is exactly that. So yeah, Haunt has to be one of my favorite summon spells. By the way, talking about that, I'm probably gonna do the spell overview for summons next week. Um, I have not done it in a while because I wanted to wait for the Necromancy rework to happen. Now that it has already happened, it's only a matter of time for me to actually play with the Necromancy rework and form an opinion and then voice that opinion on the internet for other people to hear. Um, so I needed to burn some time, but now that this has already happened, it's only a matter um, of me making the other videos. I'm gonna leave Necromancy for last so I can make some time. Mm. Okay. That went well. I think Haunt was a superb addition to this character. I knew it was gonna be good. I really knew. I'm glad that I didn't hesitate to go for it because I could have hesitated and then I wouldn't have it right now. When it comes to Haunt, it's since it's kind of expensive, you probably rush it. You probably want to rush it so you can get it as soon as possible. Mm. This is not going so well. I'm out of mana. Yep. Okay. do not underestimate the value of zombie hands. Like, you can just cast zombie hands and it can kill a whole band of Yogg-Tars without you doing much else. It is insane how strong that spell can be. Mm. In general, it is insane how strong the Necromancy spells can be. Hello, Torinsky, and people from Torinsky's chat. Thank you for stopping by. I am Nine Settler, and I am playing an Ogre Necromancer of Gozag. New Necromancy character. What does the title say, actually? What does the title of the stream say? I'm doing fine. I played a Healer Necromancer, and it didn't really go well, but this is the second character that I've started today, and this one has been going much better. Yeah. I've been enjoying this so far. It's using different necromancy spells from the ones that I used in my first wing with the Deep Dwarf the other day. This one is using Zombie Hands and it recently acquired Haunt. So in case you have never seen Haunt, it is obscenely powerful. Like, it's really on another level of power. I was just talking about how Haunt may be a summon, but it perfectly encompasses what I want from spells in this game. It's a spell that you press the button, and the monster that you press the button on dies. So yeah, I like Haunt because it's like that. Very expensive. It does cost 7 mana, and it's a 7 mana dual school spell. So yeah, very expensive to cast and expensive to get, but definitely worth the power because pretty much whatever you cast it on, it's gonna die. Even getting 4 raids like this is strong enough because it's just gonna slow the dude at the very least. Even if it doesn't kill the dude, it's gonna slow the dude. So yeah, really strong. Really strong. It even slows orbs of fire. Let alone slow orbs of fire, it even kills orbs of fire. And if it doesn't, you can just cast it again, and the dudes immediately surround the orbs of fire. It's such a strong spell. I think that's what's gonna carry me this game, just like Haunt. So yeah, how did your stream go, Torinsky? I hope that you had a good time with whatever you were doing. Having tiles on console is great. Yeah, I play console, but I know that like the majority of people nowadays don't play console. Most people play tiles, so that's why I have both. Because I am not gonna play tiles, and most people also wouldn't watch if I was not playing, if I was not showing tiles on the stream. So yeah. You should try using it out at some point for sure. That's consistent with Haunt and the current stable branch. Yeah, I don't think Haunt has gotten changed in any way whatsoever. It is much better now too, because now summons give full experience. That's what makes it better. But from 0.28 to Trunk, there's not been any changes to Haunt that I know of. Trying to get the vampire win. Wild character at the moment. Sigatubi's Embrace, Magic Ballers, and Worshipping Uskoyo. Oh yeah, like that sounds like you explode things when you hit them. Because Math Mage is Maulers. I've never used that item actually. On the one occasion that I did find it, I wasn't able to put it on. I think I was playing like a Nugget or something. The one time I did find Math Mage's Maulers. Wow, this Bolt Warden has a launcher. Very nasty. You explode the first thing and Uskoyo then explodes all the other things for you. Sounds nice. Sounds nice. It sounds like you just need to have like a short blade to take advantage of the stabbing from Uskoyo. Yeah, that sounds like a good character. Are you doing any magic with your character or is it just Uskoyo, Math Mage Maulers? Oh, Quick Blade of Draining. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I would maybe think about rebranding it. Draining is not that good on a Quick Blade. Because I don't think it's base damage. I think it's multiplicative damage. I would look forward to having something like Electrocution or maybe Pain Brand. Or Distortion maybe, but Distortion can be pretty risky. Cast Warlord in Orc 2 and went from 17 armor class to 39 and got up to 9 slaying. Yeah, 9 slaying is the maximum that you can get from Warlord. But yeah, it's a pretty strong spell. Like the spell that just gives you 9 slaying. Difficult to say no to that. Okay, there we go. I was even able to cast Haunt on an invisible monster. It's such a strong spell. What else do we have here? Oh, and I was going to auto-explore away from that. No, give me that. Goodbye, Hat of Pondering. You were good while it lasted, but no more. Oh, that's a big deal. Now I can take off that Ring of Cold Resistance and replace. Oh no, or can I? I can because the Hat of the Alchemist also gives willpower. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, goodbye. Hello, Ring of Protection. And I end up with overall 1 less armor class, but I also have 1 pip of every resistance, where before I only had cold resistance. So it's a massive gain for my character. Ooh, that's such a big deal. I needed that. That was actually like my greatest concern with my character, that I didn't have good resistances. I thought that I was gonna be able to make it work because I have Haunt, and Haunt just kills things from afar really fast and really easily, but now we are in a pretty good spot. There's one potential threat to this character. The fact that it has 6 armor class. Maybe I should fix that. I'm probably gonna fix that at some point, like replace the row of least resistance with some real body armor. Ideally, the Fairy Dragon skills that I would get from the hypothetical Enchantress that would spawn later in the game would be good. But if I don't get that, it's gonna be rough if I don't get that. Yeah. The only other like mid-tier armor that I have on the floor is acid scales, and I do not need acid scales. I actually don't need to carry this Cloak of Preservation anymore. That can go into the floor. It's nice that I can throw things into the floor and not like pretty much say goodbye to them forever, as I have grown accustomed to doing by all the Jiva characters that I've been playing lately. Alright, let's go do Bolts 4. Yeah, you see how you cast it once and then the things just die. It's ridiculously strong. 7 mana to kill target creature. Earlier in the stream I compared Haunt with MCC, like Maxwell's capacitive coupling, except for the fact that instead of having to wait for the spell to, charge to instantly kill whatever's closest to you, you target it, and it does take a bit to kill the monster, but you get all the time in the world to like reposition and like move and stuff. And it also costs less. Well, it costs less mana to use Haunt. So it's a strong spell. It's really strong. I would never be unhappy with a character that has to use Haunt as its win condition spell. I was thinking of getting Refrigeration, but I'm glad that I didn't, because like I always praise Haunt in this stream, but I never get it. But I think that with Necromancy being how it is nowadays, it's gonna be more compelling to get earlier on, and it's also gonna be more compelling to stick with, just because the starter spells are good. My issue with Necromancy before was that the starter spells were pretty lame, but that is obviously not really a thing anymore. And this character is using Gozag, right? So I wanted to go Kiku, but I have not found Kiku. Take a look at this. Yeah, Kiku can't find anything matching that. There's no Kiku altar in my game, so I just went Gozag. And then I realized that when you go Gozag, you cannot cast Animate that, so I had to Amnesia it. I was hoping for Death Channel, because you can use Death Channel even if you don't get corpses, but I ended up just bailing on that, and I am going for what I have right now, which has been working quite well. So no complaints on that regard. Mm. Yeah, it's crazy that I got the Hat of the Alchemist. I love getting the Hat of the Alchemist. It's such a strong item. Um, yeah, pretty good. So this character also has Agony. It's not a spell that I've been casting a lot because it takes a while to kill as well, and it puts you in a much more vulnerable position than Haunt does. So whenever possible, I try to not cast it, but it is a pretty good spell against some monsters that have very large amounts of armor class. Okay, I need these guys to be in a queue. It's nice that I'm not slow anymore, so yeah. I can actually run away from things now if I so desire. The one pip of every resistance is also pretty nice. So the Hat of Pondering was pretty useful while it lasted, but now that I got the Hat of Pondering, it's hard to like it's hard for any armor, any hat to compete with the Hat of the Alchemist. Mm. There's some people that don't like it, but I don't know. I feel like the benefits that the Hat of the Alchemist provides are much better than any. Like the downside of not having that much armor class is negligible. If you really care, you can just put on double rings of protection. In fact, that's probably what I should do with this character. Put on double rings of protection. I don't need resistance to electricity or resistance to corrosion anymore. I already have those. So yeah, and the stealth is like a joke, and the 4 dexterity is also a joke. Thunders makes you more nervous than Alchemist. Oh yeah, like the Hat of the Alchemist is like it's just gonna make you strong. The Hat of Pondering, it also makes you strong. It is a very good item, but it is a dangerous item to use. Like you can forget about about like the fact that you cannot run away, and then you can put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have to burn a high value consumable, which is something that if you were not using the Hat of Pondering, you wouldn't have been in that situation. But it's just a matter of like remembering. I have the Hat of Pondering. I cannot run away from anything, and it is also much easier if you're not a melee character. If you can kill things from afar, it's much easier to manage the Hat of Pondering. Let's search for ring. Yeah, I need a ring of protection that I just dropped in Bolts 3. Ring of Protection. Hello, Ring of Protection. Now I have 10 armor class, 11 evasion, so more armor class than I had before, better resistances than I had before. The Hat of the Alchemist was a godsend for this character. I think the only thing that I would like to really do now is maybe replace the robe, but do that a bit later. I have 4 skulls of enchant armor. It's not like I can get highly enchanted armor anyway. If you're wondering why I don't have that much money with Gozag, it's a mixture of going Gozag very late into the game. I was in like Lair 4 when I realized that I didn't have a god. So in that regard, I would say that this is a pretty strong start nowadays, the Necromancer start. Because like I was able to go that far without having a god. You probably should still be getting a god regardless of how strong your start is. But I was able to do really well without a god. Yeah, I was holding on for Kiku, and then I was like, I would like to go maybe maybe Jiva, but I only thought about Jiva after I went Gozag when I realized that I was in Lair 5. Yeah, if I had realized earlier, I would have definitely held on until seeing if there was Jiva or no Jiva in Lair. And there was no Jiva, so it was fine anyway. But yeah, it was not my intention to like repeat Jiva, but like if I am in a position where I can go Jiva, maybe I should go Jiva because it's that strong. Mm. So yeah, when I do my next God tier list video, when this version releases, I'm gonna rank Jiva very high. It really is quite strong as it is nowadays. Mm. Oh, hold on, I have LRD for these guys. Yep, LRD for the constructs. Oh, let's try hunting this War Gargoyle. Hmm. I had to use 2, but it's not gonna survive that. Yeah. I like how those guys just like appear when I hunt. They just spawn and then they kill the monster and then they all disappear like 3 turns after they kill the monster. It's pretty funny. Not very strong. It's like a really, really strong single target spell more than a true summon. Because like summons are getting value for your mana, right? And with Hunt, you don't really get that much value from your mana because they don't stick around to kill other things after they kill the main target. But they kill the main target, and they do so really, really fast. So pretty good spell. Big fan of it. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. I have yeah, I have these. I should probably cast the Sokubu's armor some more. Especially when I'm gonna tap because it gives me a lot of armor class. It gives me 9 armor class. So going from 10 to 19 armor class is actually quite helpful when it comes to surviving. Oh boy, I cannot wait for this character to get to SOT so you can see how good Haunt is in SOT. It is obviously like pretty much a single target spell, but it's so strong against Orbs of Fire. You're used to Orbs of Fire being like super fast and super scary, right? You can slow Orbs of Fire with Haunt. That's the funniest application of Haunt, slowing Orbs of Fire, because Orbs of Fire are normally immune to that kind of thing, but pretty much everything that you summon with Haunt can slow just from hitting monsters, like Death Cops do. Oh, I miscasted for the first time this game. Got a Nameless Horror that I should kill because it has Abjure. How much HP do you have? 24. Huh, now it says Inf. Huh, that's pretty lame. When was that changed? When was that changed and why was it changed? Like there used to have the symbol for infinity, but it very clearly doesn't anymore. I don't know if that change was necessary. I like the symbol for infinity. I wonder if in a similar fashion you get inf instead of the symbol for infinity when you see MCC. No, you still get the infinity symbol on MCC. I like how it says damage infinity. It's pretty funny. Um, the spell doesn't really deal damage, it just instantly kills the monster that is affected by it. Another cool trick, well, like the main reason to use LRD, in my opinion, is to be able to use it against the constructs that spawn in bolts. It does have some other good applications, but the best application is using it against a monster that is vulnerable to it. Once again, such as the construct in bolts. When it comes to the Crystal Guardians, since they are made out of crystal, they make the big explosion. Like if I was to cast it here, it would make a radius 1 explosion, but against those, it's a radius 2 explosion. Not just strong, but you don't always get the chance. It's nice when you can. Yeah, I think you were talking about the Hat of Pondering and the Hat of the Alchemist? About Jiva. Oh yeah, about Jiva. Mm, yes, I agree. I agree. It's a rare occurrence that you can go Jiva, but it is always worth it when you can go Jiva. Uh, and it's funny because I've had Jiva from D1. I've had Jiva from the temple, and I was always very reluctant to go Jiva, mainly because of the consumable eating. Back then, it was definitely the case that the consumable eating was too much of a downside for the upsides that Jiva provided. But I would say with the current version of Jiva, it's most definitely not the case. It more than enough compensates for the downside of leaving you with very under enchanted weapons and very little scrolls of blinking and pretty much no spells too and no gold. So there is a lot of downsides, but there is also a lot of upsides in a funny way, not in a Rue kind of way. I don't like Rue. Anyway, I think that's gonna be where I leave it for the night. Tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish this character. I'm gonna go do Shoals. Shoals is gonna be nasty because I cannot do zombie hands there. But I fortunately acquired Haunt. So now that I have Haunt, I can just haunt everything in Shoals. And things will die pretty hard. I never realized, but there is a synergy with Haunt and other Necromancy spells such as Agony. You can summon those guys. What are they called? Phantasmal Warriors. And Phantasmal Warriors have a melee attack that reduces willpower. So you can use that melee attack that reduces willpower to... oh, please don't banish me. Please don't banish me. If I had Blink, I would Blink, but I don't have that. Please don't banish me. Whoa. Jeez. I was trying to kill it with Taff, but yeah, was being very reluctant to dying that one bolt card. Employee of the month bolt card. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I was not very happy to go to Shoals with zombie hands because you cannot do zombie hands on top of water. I think it's only deep water. I think you can do it in shallow water, but I'm not sure. But now that I have Haunt, I just Haunt and things die. So that's gonna be what I do tomorrow. Let me put it on the quiver so I don't forget, because otherwise I would forget. Let's go to Shoals and let's just save here for the night. Thank you for watching and thank you for hanging out. If you enjoyed what you saw, you should consider following if you are not already following. And if you are, you can consider subscribing. You don't have to, and I understand if you don't want to or you can't, but it does help me if you choose to do so. I'm trying to get to my goal of 75 subscribers every month. Like if I get to 75, there's like a bonus stream at the end of the month where I don't know what I would do, but it would be in Spanish. Like the whole stream would be in Spanish. My main language is Spanish, but I have like a lot of years of speaking English. Like a lot of experience with speaking English, so I'm very fluent. Also, I have already streamed for 2 years, almost entirely in English, so I have improved my English even more after that. But yeah, I would like to try streaming in Spanish just to practice and also like as a nice incentive. So yeah, it would help me a lot if that was a thing that could happen. But anyway, let's see who we can rate, if anyone.